host, Mr. Mannheim.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me Darkseid.
Take a giant-sized, fabulous, fantasy-filled tab of acid with a wizard's face on it and become a visionary, a knight of the magical light. You're listening to Dark Side's Couch, and I'm Mike.
Hey, this is James.
I'm Shée.
Fuck yeah, I had a bit.
That was great.
That's always the most traumatic part is figuring out who's going to kick off the show.
I love on the cover, it looks like a tab of acid with a wizard on it.
Yeah. It's a pretty tripped out cover here. We got
Yeah.
Kirby dots. I'm just now noticing that it's not the Visionaries. It's Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light.
When I was in my 20s, the best acid had a guy on a bicycle on it.
Well, would it be, oh God, who's the LSD bicycle dude?
I can't remember.
Leary. Wasn't it Timothy Leary? Yeah. That's probably what that was, right?
I mean, it was probably in tribute. I doubt I had 1970s acid
from his personal stash.
Timothy Leary.
From his personal stash. I'm saying that's what the little logo was probably meant to represent.
I'm sure whoever was making it was just like, we'll put a bicycle on it so people think it's by Timothy Leary. But instead I got acid from Dennis Leary.
He's not an acid guy. He's a tobacco and alcohol guy.
I'll tell you what he is a fucking joke thief.
That was like 35 years ago. Let it go.
He saw Bill Hicks live and stole his entire act and then recorded it for an album.
He's done so many other things since then.
Bro.
He's been a fireman.
Out of all like the joke thieves, that's the worst.
No, I'd say Mencia was worse.
Mencia never like took a word for word like
it was not a word for word. He took
and
the persona.
Just record it.
No.
He added some hoots and some hollers and some I'm angry about smoking.
Like, can you imagine if someone had done that with Andrew Dice Clay?
Yeah.
They just came in with that fucking persona.
Yeah, but that's a character. That's a very explicit character. Like if you stole a person's
I assume that
character.
every stand-up comedian is a character. Like
True.
I'm sure that Bill Hicks was very similar to that in real life, but everything is heightened on stage.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah, that's fair. But Andrew Dice Clay is not that. I mean, I guess he kind of is that way, but he's not that dude at all. He's like a super nice guy.
Well, and Neil Hamburger isn't actually Neil Hamburger, but still.
That Andrew Dice Clay, like that was one of many characters he had, and then that was the one that got over the most. So he just became that guy.
Yeah, he just became that guy, and it ruined his life.
I mean, did it ruin it? I mean, we're still talking about him, and he was in that awesome movie. Was it Cold as what the fuck is the Dice Man? What the fuck?
It wasn't Cold as Ice.
Dice Man Cometh?
That's Vanilla Ice, right?
What was the one where he's like a Hollywood detective for rock stars? What the fuck is that movie?
I don't know. He was in a Woody Allen movie that was pretty good, Blue Jasmine. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's in A Star Is Born.
Maybe.
No,
There's the remake.
There's a movie where he's like a Hollywood detective for
The
rock
Adventures
stars.
of Ford Fairlane.
No,
the Notorious Bomb.
That wasn't it.
Lorenzo. I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't care that much.
Well, no,
The Trial.
It was pretty
Fingerless?
funny.
The Old Man.
I don't know. It was something like cool something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, he's a good guy. He's a good man. Visionaries. Knights of the Magical Light. This came up on the wheel last time.
This is like a toy line in a cartoon, and I didn't
One of
hear of it.
those.
I've never heard of either.
Nope, neither have I.
Maybe it's just in Canada.
So it was not just in Canada. So Visionaries ran for 13 episodes in 1987. And Marvel's Star Comics imprint, they got 6 issues out the door before they canceled the book midway through an arc, by the way. So an unresolved arc.
Yeah, fuck that arc.
The reason I know that, I mean, other than just being able to look it up and see that it aired in America, the reason I know that it was available in America is because I had a random toy that I didn't understand. I think it was Darkstorm, the main bad guy, but it's hard to tell because I didn't know what this toy was because my mom, instead of encouraging me to like make friends or talking to me about any of my problems, she would just buy me toys instead.
Maybe don't blame your parents for stuff.
It would just kind of fill the hole. Don't blame your parents for stuff? What?
I mean, you could have made friends. Yeah, your parents aren't going to stop you from making friends.
Not in that. I got no encouragement to do that. Like I didn't at any point have like my mom say, you know what, you really should get out the door and go meet. It was just like, nah, you know what, just sit in your room. And she would occasionally like get me goofy toys out of like the clearance bins.
I guess from her perspective, it means that she won't have to worry about you if you're just in the house.
I just think she just didn't want to bother. It's like it's just if he goes out there and he tries to make friends, it's going to be an embarrassment. So just sit in your room.
I had the kicked out the door. You know, when you wake up and then you're not allowed back inside till the street lights come on.
Oh wow! No, you had the opposite experience.
Yeah.
Well,
and then if I was home too often, I just had to go to work.
Well, I lived on a street with a junkyard at the end.
There you
So
go.
I didn't like it was a very different environment that wasn't necessarily with random stray dogs just running out.
No, I had woods and shit.
Yeah, no, you had places to go. You had
Fields.
dead bodies to find. Well, I guess I did too, but they were not the same kind that you find in the woods. No, so I had a random toy and I didn't I'm sure she found it in the clearance bin and I played with it, but I had no idea what this thing was. And he's like a guy in a knight costume with a hologram on his chest. And like a wand with another hologram at the top. I didn't know what the hell that was.
Now you do.
Yep. No. Now well, arguably
30 years later.
Arguably, I do. I guess this first issue was like an adaptation of the pilot of the story. So there's a lot of work
Jesus
they have to do in
Christ.
this.
You know what though? I watched a little bit of the pilot. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Really?
Yeah, it's not.
I heard that from my reading is that the first issue of the comic is pretty close to the cartoon, and then they diverge wildly.
No.
Huh? I didn't go that
Like
far.
all
I
this
just-
shit that happens in this
Yeah.
book, none of that's in the
Really?
pilot for the cartoon.
What are they doing?
It's more like all the stuff that is established in the comic book that is never really addressed.
Huh?
And it's just like the wizard guy just shows up, goes, "Hey guys, I got magic," and they're like, "Get the fuck out of here, wizard!" And he goes, "All right," and then he goes somewhere else. He goes, "Hey guys, I got magic," and they're like, "Oh, cool, we should listen to you. All right, you get it."
It's very confounding what this wizard guy wants in this comic book.
Like in
I'm
the
really
comic
not
book, the
sure.
wizard is a lot more menacing.
Yeah. Well, I think in the comic, he just seems like he's having a good time.
He's just like, "Now's my time to shine."
Yeah, so basically, we'll get into the details of it, but basically, the story is that there's this wizard man from the age of magic, and he doesn't like science.
No, based wizard.
Yeah,
And
he fucking hates these science bitches.
Does not like science.
He's
And,
like everyone on this planet are pussies.
and he bequeaths some powers to some brave knights in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and that comes through in the form of holograms. Mm-hmm. That's basically what it is. This was kind of a interesting thing I didn't know about. In December 2015, when everybody was scrambling to create their own cinematic universe, Hasbro and Paramount Pictures were planning to create a cinematic universe combining Visionaries with G.I. Joe, Micronauts, Mask, and ROM.
That's a terrible idea.
Wait.
Yep.
Okay. List all of those again, separating out what's different pieces, because those were all very random words.
What you just said is random words, but I'll try.
Pretty sure we did Mask once.
We didn't do Mask. We did not do Mask.
Are we talking the Share movie?
Yeah.
No. Mask was a. No, Mask was like. Don't listen to Mike. No, Mask was like a. I think they were like spies or something. It was MASK acronym and stood for something. And it
Could have
was like,
swore we did an episode with that.
We did not do Mask. We
All
definitely
right.
did do
All
Mask.
right.
But Mask, G.I. Joe, Micronauts, ROM, and Visionaries. Mm-hmm. And they
Micronauts is about astronauts with little penises.
and among other things, they had Michael Chabon and Brian K. Vaughan on as writers to develop this whole cinematic universe that never happened.
And Brian K. Vaughan's just like, easy paycheck because this ain't happening.
Yeah.
The only like toy crossover I want to see in a cinematic universe is Transformers and the Fast and Furious movies.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that'd
They
be
have
amazing.
the exact
That
same vibe.
Fucking that would
mean-
end up in like top 10 fucking grossing movies. God damn it. God damn it.
My buddy Roller Gator on Twitch has been streaming all weekend the Fast and Furious movies. I've never seen any of them before. I sat and
They get
watched
very absurd.
1 through 7, right? Those movies are great.
Did they
Did
go
you
into
see him
space
go
yet?
in space? Yeah.
Were they in space yet? Or is that 8?
I don't know. I fell asleep a lot.
That'd be 8 or 9. Yeah. Eventually they go to space.
The Rock shows up for some reason.
The Rock is in and out. He was beefing with Vin Diesel, but I guess they buried their beef. Jason Momoa's in them now.
Those movies are about first it's just about street
Charlize
racers
Theron
with street beef, and then it becomes Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
well, they're
what the
also
fuck?
a bunch of them are directed by James Wan.
Yeah, James Wan directed some of them, including the time where they had to take what's his name, that white dude's face and paste it on.
Oh
as a
yeah,
tribute.
because what's his name got killed in
Yeah,
a
that
car
guy.
wreck, so they had to get his brother
Paul
to finish
Walker?
his. Yeah, Paul Walker's
Walker.
brother had to finish his scenes for him, and they CGI'd the dead guy's face on his brother.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah,
Fuck.
I mean,
Well, those movies are in terms of just action movies, they're great. I unfortunately stuck my nose up at those movies thinking that I was too good for them, and then I sat and watched them, and I was like, you know what? I gotta say, these are impressive, stunts and
I'm like
action
Tokyo
movies.
Drift.
I didn't see that one.
You didn't see Tokyo Drift? That was the third one, maybe.
I missed half of 2, and then I skipped 3, and I jumped back in on 4.
Who's the rapper in 2? Is it Luda? Who's in 2?
I don't know. I'm
Too
sure
Fast
they're all
and-
rappers.
Well, they're all getting
I'm
their
sure
rap
all
careers off
the
ground.
cast is all rappers only,
Yeah, that's
and
for
and I include the Rock
Fast
because
11.
he's in a rap song.
Well, Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, she's a rapper.
Oh, she's a beautiful lady. Another beautiful woman.
She was great in the D&D movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shea, you told me that movie was great. I saw it. It was.
Yeah.
You were right.
Thank you.
One of the
recall
one of the
saying-
reviews said it's as clever as the Marvel movies think they are.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can see that.
Sneak that backhanded compliment in there.
I can see that. At least in the current state, it sounds like. I haven't seen a Marvel movie in over a decade.
I've missed a lot of the new ones. I like those
Yeah.
movies though.
They got pretty bad.
I mean, come
Visionaries.
on, they're all bad. All those movies are bad.
Not every movie is bad.
They're
A
stupid.
lot of them. Most of them. Well, yeah, you can be stupid but still be a good movie.
Come
I watched
on.
Death Watch.
Like,
or
do
Death
you
Race,
think-
Death Match, whatever the fuck that movie was.
Do you think Transformers meets Fast and the Furious is going to be smart?
No, but that's
It
not.
fucking better not be.
No,
I want
it better
the
not be.
Expendables pretty much.
Yes. Yeah, I want Vin Diesel. I want John Cena.
I want John Malkovich in there.
Yeah, John Malkovich. Let's put him in that movie.
I think John Cena's trying to be a little more reputable. I think he's
John
trying
John
to be a
Malkovich
little
is
more-
already in at least one of the Transformers movies.
I think
so-
John Cena is
he
in
really?
the latest Fast and Furious movie.
Is he? No,
I think
really?
so.
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
John Cena, Fast and Furious. Let's see.
Yeah,
Wow, he is.
Yeah, there he is.
And he's a rapper.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Ticking all those boxes.
But is Michelle Rodriguez a rapper?
I don't know. I'll just be a
Michelle
shitbag.
Rodriguez, rap. Nope. But she does prefer Tupac over Biggie.
All right, so she has rap opinions. She's rap adjacent.
Yeah, she's rap adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
Visionaries. This is a comic book about gay men. Mm-hmm. It's mostly what happens. It's gay men going on an adventure. There's a lot of coded language.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely, I told these guys, I feel intimidated by how little I understood of this comic book.
I didn't
because
understand it.
I could not keep straight who of the fucking 72 characters they introduce.
Right.
They are. Because one, it's drawn like it's a fucking Nolan movie and dark as hell. And two, they're all wearing the same shit. And they all have real dumb names. So I couldn't keep them straight.
Well, all the names are lifted from other stuff. Like
they're
the
names are
wizard's
great.
called Merklynn instead of
Yeah.
Merlin. One of the good guy chick is called Galadriel. That's from Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
There's the bad guys all got Arthurian names.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Mordred.
Yeah, there's Mordred. Another Mordred for us to
Mordred.
argue over.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, this wasn't a great comic, but I think they did it. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of fun adventures. There's a couple good jokes. Like they had a
Is
good
there?
time in
Because I
this.
couldn't figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out
We're
now.
gonna figure it out together. We're gonna turn this thing around.
The only thing I understood is that at the end we end up with the Power Rangers.
Yeah. Well, watch it through the prism of the fact that this is clearly a lot of coded gay innuendo, and you should be fine.
It better. I didn't get that, but I want
You
to.
think this was They went under the comics code even though they didn't have to at this time.
Okay.
No, they did. Never mind. It does have a comics code approval.
Yeah, this is Star Comics.
Because they're gay.
They had to get that. They had to get that approval.
Was that something that they would not be cool with?
If you
I
were
know
gay?
they weren't cool with like violence and drugs.
I don't know that in the original version of the comics code that was even addressed because I think it was
Yeah,
just sort of a
you could be
given
gay.
that. Well, I think it was just a given that, like, of course you're not going to put gay.
No.
characters
The
in your
whole
comics.
the whole seduction of the innocent was about how they're making our kids gay.
Look how gay the
Right.
kids are now. It
Right, but they-
worked.
Yeah, because
But
of the
they
whole
weren't-
Batman and Robin thing.
But they weren't explicitly gay. They were coded gay, and that's
Well,
fine.
yeah, but that was his point, and so I think they were on the lookout for it.
I think people were already pretty gay. They
were
didn't
pretty
need comic
gay.
books to make them gay.
They're just more relaxed about it, just like me. I'm more relaxed about it right now. I still think it like my trajectory. I was telling Shée like my trajectory at this rate, like over a long enough time span. If I live long enough, I'm probably just gonna try being gay at one point.
Why?
It just seems
If you haven't
inevitable.
done it by now, why wait till now is the time to do it while you're still good looking?
Yeah, I should pounce on that. I am planning to go downhill real quick.
Like if you're not gonna start that shit up when you're old.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna live forever. So
So you're gonna date as a gay computer?
well, I'm not gonna be a
Gay
computer.
pewter.
I'm gonna be a series of modular nano machines, Shée, programmed with my consciousness in each one. I'm not gonna be a fucking computer. God, you believe this? A computer? Stupid. So, Visionaries, issue one.
Listen to Merklynn over here thinking
Yeah,
computers are stupid.
seriously. Fucking age of
All right.
science.
Well,
all up in here.
we'll explain all this. This is the first.
Because
scene
your
of the
life
book.
of machinery and computers have made you all not gay.
They don't.
Now that
we're
the
gonna-
time of science is over, the time of magic begins again. You're all free to be gay.
Damn it. We're one scene away from explaining all of this to anyone listening, and they have no clue right now. But in the first scene, this will all make sense. Visionaries, issue 1 from 1987. It's a book called The End, it's named after the part of the body that everyone in this book is thinking about. It's written by Jim Salicrup, who Jim Salicrup was eventually the editor at Marvel. He's the guy who hired Todd McFarlane to draw Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, he's the guy who set aside all that money for the line budget.
Yeah. We're gonna he went straight to Stan Lee and asked for some more line money. Art by Mark Bagley and Romeo Tanghal. Here
At
we
first,
go.
Stan Lee was against it, but then he called him a true believer, and then Stan Lee goes, "Oh, here's your money."
Excelsior then, Mr. Salicrup. All right, so this is the saga of the Visionaries, and it starts on a planet called Prismos that has no astrologers because it's all about science at this point in its history. So, on the planet Prismos, they're currently worshiping science, and so nobody's paying attention to the fact that the 3 suns of the planet are starting to line up in a particular way.
And these motherfuckers got no nighttime.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know the orbit of the 3 suns, but yeah, that's probably like everybody's probably having real trouble sleeping.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All their circadian rhythms are all screwed up. Ugh.
Well, I mean, if they evolved on this planet, though, they don't have the same rhythm as us.
I wonder how much they sleep at all, or maybe they have to sleep in special like sensory deprivation tanks or something.
Well, I mean, how well if they evolved on that planet, they would have to learn to sleep with the sun's out.
Or
I
they
can
just-
sleep with the sun out, can't you?
Yeah, if I'm tired enough, yeah, sure, usually.
Close your eyes.
It is kind of nice to fall asleep in the sun.
It feels
That
good.
Sometimes feels pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
So, on this planet, it's a very futuristic planet. It kind of looks like Krypton. You've got all these flying spaceships floating around and everything like that. And we're at a restaurant.
Yeah, a
We're-
diner specifically.
They say still like diners in this futuristic scientific society.
That's how we know they're advanced.
Yeah, still into that diner life. So it's we're going to this restaurant, this space restaurant, and they say step this way- Space Rot, and they have a compu chef that makes your food, which I thought we were done with Tech World, but apparently not.
Nope.
And so at the restaurant, this dude Merklynn, who looks like how he sounds, he shows up and he starts ranting and raving like a homeless derelict.
They go, what spaceship did you arrive in? He goes, I didn't arrive in a fucking spaceship, you pussy bot.
I got here in my Chevy, well, that I built by myself with my
Yeah,
brother-in-law.
I built because my dad taught me. Because I'm a real man.
Me and my
Yeah.
brother-in-law spent every weekend for a year working on that thing, and I'm driving it into the ground. So He goes,
this wizard man's just like my dad, talking shit about any kind of technology whatsoever.
which is funny because like you still had technology, you just don't like the current technology.
I mean, a house is technology.
Yeah, the fucking
An
toast
oven,
and lentil.
a microwave.
Yeah.
All technology. But no, it draws a line in the sand. Technology at this point I don't like. And so this robot chef decides, oh, I got to scan this guy because he's probably drunk. It turns out he's not drunk at all. Stone sober. This guy knows what he's talking about.
Look, this guy's got no personal freedom in this techno world.
Which, the space robot? Oh, no.
Nanny government's constantly scanning him for drugs. Where's the freedom?
Yeah.
And I had hope about this coming in because it's like, all right, this is weird, but it kind of, I was like, I was thinking of like the Invisibles where what's his, Rum Tum Tugger, who's the old guy that shows up, James.
Mad Tom?
Thank you. Yeah. Just old crazy guy ranting about magic that looks homeless.
Well, he's still right.
Like all guys who rant about magic.
So is this guy ultimately. But I was like, okay, but that could have gone awry, and I'm giving hope to this, and it was misplaced hope.
No,
and he shows up in a bathrobe too.
This is a guy who has really harnessed the power of his pee.
Yeah,
like, he's really got it down.
Yeah, his philosopher's stone was cooked like many centuries ago.
Perfection. He's been holding on to his philosopher's stone.
He's like, yeah.
So he's sober, and as soon as the robot realizes he's sober, he's like, oh, okay, never mind. We'd like your money. Let's show you to a nice table. But he's not there to eat.
No, but he goes and sits down at the mayor's diner table.
Yes, the mayor's going to be there.
booth.
The mayor's got his own private booth. And so this guy goes and sits down there, and he's looking at the sky, and he's saying, if any of you guys, if this whole planet had any astronomers, you'd know shit's about to go down when the three suns align just so.
He's looking around the restaurant, goes, not a gay person in sight. A shame.
He's ranting and raving, and he's saying there's not going to be any more machines. We're not going to have this nanny state. We're not going to become dependent on machines anymore. The age of science is ending. The age of magic is coming back, baby.
This is like life was better when people died fighting for basic necessities.
There's never really clear what his problem
is. He right though?
Well, I mean, is it really, if you were smart enough and you as a society,
We live in a society.
you put your smarts together and you created machines and technology that made everybody's lives easier and better and safer collectively, is that really a weakness?
I mean, as long as you keep hitting the gym.
Yeah, you can just get in there, do a few reps, fire off a few reverse curls. Mm-hmm. It's fine. So this robot bodyguard's about to throw the old man out, throw Merklynn out. But just as he's about to do that, the three suns align, and there's a massive electronic shortage everywhere. All the power goes out everywhere. There's an EMP pulse or something.
Mm-hmm. Which can happen here.
Yeah.
Solar flare can easily wipe out our entire electrical grid.
Which I'm guessing is what happened here, is that we've just disrupted the Earth's electromagnetic field. It's not
Earth.
Really, that's another thing that's strange about this. It certainly seems like Earth.
Well, it's not.
They even have, as we'll see later, they have Earth animals. Why do they have Earth animals?
I don't know, but they have three suns, and
maybe
we'll
we
never
destroyed
have
Earth
that.
and moved to another planet.
We brought the cheetah with us.
Oh, yes.
We went full fucking Noah.
Brought snails.
Well, then how the hell is Merklynn there? I can't imagine.
He was Noah.
Yeah, he said this is all his fault.
That's a hell of a Chevy he's got.
Oh, Shea's computer fell down.
Yep, Shea's. This is always the point. My immediate thought is like, all right, is this going to be something I need to cut out?
I'm back.
Shea's back. Okay, yeah. Her video's frozen, but she's back. All right.
Hey.
There we go.
All right,
That
anyway.
was Merklynn.
Yeah.
Merklynn got very
just
mad
like, he
at
didn't like women.
He
So he
didn't
just
like-
knocked over her computer.
Doesn't like women, and he doesn't like the technology that's the goblins inside of her tablet. She didn't
He's
he didn't
like, I want you to dig through the ground with a garden hoe.
Yep.
Dick move, Merk.
And I want you to stop messing around with these lady hoes.
All these touch screens and such.
All right.
Dick move.
I agree with touch screens, though. Fuck those.
Okay. I don't know.
Like, I hate when, like, the touch
a
screen,
weird
they
thing
put
to
a
have a
touch screen
problem
on a laptop. That drives me crazy. It's like, you don't
jeez,
need that.
that's
You got a
James
keyboard.
Is dreaming about.
Well,
You got a keyboard.
Yeah, that's great until you need to sketch anything or draw anything or cut anything out or do anything artistic whatsoever.
Nah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to draw.
No,
with a
you can
fucking
have
mouse.
I guess if it's one of those things where like the laptop, like the screen disconnects from your keyboard, that's fine. That's different. I mean, like a normal laptop doesn't need a touch screen.
It is weird when a normal laptop, if it doesn't collapse, the screen doesn't collapse or something. It is a little strange, but
Yeah, it's unnecessary because they have devices specifically made for that you could use it. You don't need to put that on everything. I'm laptop shopping right now, and everything's got fucking touchscreen to it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Well, I mean, you can just not use the touchscreen, but
I don't want to pay the extra $20 or whatever to the overall price.
fucking Merklynn over here.
Yeah, I
Merklynn
relate to
about
Merklynn.
touchscreens.
Based Merklynn very much.
So all the power goes out. Although we were told that like certain simple small machines still work. All right, fine, whatever. But all the power goes out, and Merklynn's like, you see, I told you all this would happen. And the patrons are like, it's probably just nothing. It was probably nothing at all. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Pure coincidence.
Apparently, the diner was floating with an anti-gravity device, and since the power's out, it started to fall down the mountain, and Merlin teleports everyone away with his green magic.
Yes. So the whole restaurant, the diner, falls off the side of this mountain, and all the patrons survive.
He is so happy that their civilization is coming to an end.
Well,
he really is.
In fairness, if it didn't come to an end, he would have looked like an asshole right
I can
then.
kind of relate.
Yeah. I've invested a lot in this prophecy.
And I'm
It
also
really does
kind of
come
hoping
true.
that our decadent civilization comes to an end.
You have been banking on that for a lot of years.
I'm not banking on it, I'm just hoping.
No, you made a
I
lot
think
of
it's for the
plans.
best. I think it's for the best for the long run of humanity that we figure some shit out.
A lot of the plans you've made in life were based on the assumption that a year from now, nothing will be functioning anymore.
Well, it's just like those Zeitgeist movies came out in the early
Yeah.
2000s with all them good ass
2012.
ideas.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, we should do what these guys are saying. And I thought everyone was gonna
Zeitgeist
like
movies.
be like, yeah, those are better ideas. Let's do those. And no one ever did. We just
No.
doubled down on our bad ideas.
We want
and
our
now
s-
we're fucked.
We want our science diners. So everything collapses, and then the guys are like, well, I guess Merklynn's onto something. Well, what do we do now? And Merklynn says, I got other things to do. I'm leaving.
Like, can you imagine how good that cheeseburger is at that diner with the science behind it?
Yes, of course. I've eaten Honeycrisp apples. Like, science is our friend when it comes to food.
Yeah.
I mean, but at this point, it might be one of those things of where you get your food tablet.
You know what he calls
tablet?
science, though? He really just means like advanced electronics.
Yeah, because it says in there that basic electronics keep working.
Yeah.
Because like magic is a kind of natural science, right?
It depends on your interpretation, but yeah, that's a common way that people interpret it. Sure.
Yeah. So like this guy is just he means smartphones he don't like.
Stuff that happened after I was 25.
Yeah.
what I
Anything
don't
new
like.
he's got to learn.
Yeah.
He's like, all you kids keep staring at your phones. Now the time of the phone is over.
I mean, is it really any worse to be staring at your phone than staring at the fucking wall or whatever we used to do before? Stare at the radio. That doesn't even have an image, and people.
Now
used to
he
do
wants
that.
this to happen where the cities are burning and men are beating each other to death for the last hot dog.
You know, it's interesting to me that this series is partially about the dangers of technology, I guess, yet it was all in service to selling toys whose entire gimmick was then new hologram technology.
I mean, it's
weird.
like they were fine before Merklynn showed up.
Yeah, everything was going fine for however long this age
Yeah,
had been going on.
the only person upset is fucking him.
Yeah, and like their lives got way worse.
It really isn't clear what was the problem
Yeah,
with the age of science.
and it says in the beginning, like as it goes on, that almost immediately it devolves into barbarianism.
Yes.
Like
yeah.
you'd think like at this point though they would have been smart enough to have their electrical grid be underground. That way it'd be less affected by an electromagnetic pulse coming from a solar flare.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, it would still eventually be a problem, but at least it would be a slow decline instead of just is all gone.
Well,
in one
it
day.
only happens quick. Like solar flares just happen in a period of a couple days, and if you just turn off all the machines, they'll be unaffected by the solar flare.
Right. I don't mean. Ask Merklynn. Apparently,
Like he should have showed up a few days earlier. Goes, everyone, turn off your shit for a couple days.
Yeah.
And wait for this to pass, and then turn it all back on.
One of the onomatopoeia is shroom.
Oh,
Shroom.
nice.
There were definitely a few shrooms
There are
involved in
some
this book.
onomatopoeias in here that are fucking great.
Again, it underscores my theory that this is all just a coded gay allegory.
I'm still waiting for that explanation.
Well, and by the way, I know it's an old and outdated and not very funny joke to say, these people were actually secretly gay. The only reason I'm saying it is because it's just true. I'm not saying it to get over. I'm saying it because that's what it is.
Because, like, he's saying these guys are weak, but look at the bicep on that guy beating the other guy to death.
Yeah, yes.
Like, he's clearly already, everyone was in shape.
Yeah, everyone was in shape. They were happy. I didn't see any poor people.
It's not like they were like those kids who were just on their computer all day.
Yeah. Well, you can be on your computer all day and still be kind of jacked nowadays.
Yeah, you could. That'd be me.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. So then we see what starts happening in the ensuing years is they try to rebuild society as best they can. So people start training as knights, and they're wearing suits of armor forged from the remains of useless machinery, and they form different factions and try to defend their different areas. And it's interesting because, as we'll see at the end of the book, like they get like their spirit animals on their chest pieces, like a hologram on their chest piece. They all agreed to wear blank chest pieces, though, up until that point. Like all the characters have a blank chest piece. Were they just hoping that someday they'd run into an animal that they want to put on
Maybe
there?
all the robots had some kind of interface. Like the GUI was like on their chest pieces.
Okay.
And so now
And
Just a
then when
blank-
they
it's a touch
used
screen.
it for armor, yes, it's a touchscreen. And then
walking
when they
around
used it for
touchscreens.
armor, they just kept all that on.
And these fucking touchscreens aren't working anymore.
That's right. So
You
they're
guys fixed
so,
it.
something.
so they're used for to sending animal spirits into them instead.
Honestly, they revamped this for a couple issues, like IDW did or somebody. And if they didn't do that, they really missed a trick.
Right.
Because that's the perfect explanation for why these guys were walking around for years, presumably, with just
Yeah.
blank screens on their chests.
Right, because they got iPads.
Yeah, they're like, well, we got to do something with these fucking touchscreens.
All the broken Kindles are
Yeah.
just strapped to their chests.
My nooks. So then we start to meet the main bad guys. The main bad guy is a dude named Darkstorm.
I guess besides Merklynn.
Merklynn Merklynn's like Metron in the New Gods. He's just kind
He's
of
chaotic
sitting back.
neutral.
Yeah, he's just sitting back.
He
and-
did save those diner people, but he didn't save anybody else.
Well, he saved the diner people, and then they're like, dude, Merklynn, you were dead on. What do we do? He just pieced out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gone.
I'm done with this. I can't. He didn't even have to show up. Like, why did he even show up? Like,
He
what
wanted
was
to
going
save the
happen?
diner people for some clout.
It was gonna happen no matter. All those diner people probably
he's
died
a fucking
anyway.
magician. He can probably see into the future.
I guess he had to tell somebody that the age of magic was upon them, so
And
they
then
would
just-
know later on.
And
Or
just
maybe
hope
it's
that-
just his favorite diner.
Yeah.
I really love this diner back in the day, but it's changed ever since they put the menu
Yeah,
on a
right.
touchscreen. You have to scan a QR code to see the menu now.
Oh,
this
fuck
place.
that. Fuck scanning the QR code for the menu. Fuck that.
Nah, it's fine. I don't know. So Merklynn was banking on the idea that one of the 20 people he saved were going to survive long enough to pass this on. Like,
Maybe
seems
he
like a
told
really-
the people at the diner to put iPads on their chest.
it's the only way to survive.
He goes, if you do that, something cool will happen later on in the book.
But I can't tell you
They're
what.
like, book? And so, because he's a wizard, he exists in 5 dimensions, so he knows he's
knows.
in a comic book.
He knows how all of this ends. So yeah, our bad guys are Darkstorm, and then he's got a couple of lackeys. One named what is his name, Recon, and the other guy whose name is Mortdread, who's constantly trying to cozy up to Darkstorm there.
Are there any, like, bright storms?
No, maybe if they got
Should
to
have
the
just been
seventh issue.
Storm then.
Daystorm?
Well, you got to have a dark name. You have a dark, foreboding name,
Yes, dark side.
And you can't just, exactly. You can't just name him Storm. You'll get sued by Marvel, which is also published in the comics. So it'd be very confusing. There's already a
Okay.
Storm.
I mean, but Storm is Dark Storm.
Yeah, she's a fine looking lady.
Dude, she's a goddess.
I was very much into the Mohawk phase.
It's just weird they keep making those movies and they're not hiring the most beautiful woman in the world. Like, why are they looking for the tallest, most beautiful woman who's ever lived to
Yeah,
play
that's
Storm?
true.
They always
Because that lady probably can't act, whoever that lady is. Not that Halle
I
Berry
don't
can
know.
act.
Yeah.
There's
Bad
gotta
joke,
be
but
either.
I agree with that statement.
There's gotta be some giant lady Looks
mean-
like Storm.
I say that, but at the same time, like, it ain't hard to act in these movies. Like, you could hire a model and then teach them that. That's what we did with John Cena. John Cena couldn't, he didn't have real acting chops. We went, you know what, we really
Well,
want
he
you
acted in
on this.
WWE for like 15
Yeah,
years.
but that's not
Yeah,
the same.
he didn't
that's
have
not
Yes,
good
it
acting
is.
chops at first,
Yes, it
and then
is.
we made him a rapper.
It is very
not
much the same thing. Yes, it is.
It is absolutely not. You're projecting for a certain in a very certain specified environment. You're never live performing in a movie. Like, you're not performing
Well,
for a
here's the thing,
crowd.
James. There are different types of acting that you prep for. On screen is very different than live action.
This
and then
is
you
literally
have,
what I just said.
but then you also have like soap opera style and everything.
Yes.
So, but you're saying he wasn't a good actor, or he wasn't.
No,
it's not the
no.
same, but
I'm-
it's still in the same realm, and
I'm
it's still
saying-
good prep for the others.
I'm saying that I don't think it's a easy 1-to-1 transition. I don't
Well, they
think.
keep getting hired to make movies.
Yeah, because they look fucking great.
Like
That's all
Seth
we wanna
Rollins
see.
is going to be in the new Captain America movie.
Is he in that?
He is. That guy's
Oh
great.
yeah. I think I saw some leaked photos of that recently.
Who
That
is
guy is
Seth
probably my
Rollins?
fave ever. I
Seth
love
Rollins?
Seth Rollins. He might be my favorite of all time.
Seth Rollins.
Because I
is it?
definitely had in my head just see Henry Rollins.
No, I see
that
Henry Rollins
son
in
of
my
a
head all
bitch.
the time, but
Me
no.
too.
No, that's Seth Rollins. He kind of looks
Okay.
like Stephen Brody Stevens, the comedian.
Oh
Or,
yeah, yeah, he
He
does.
does.
Or yeah, he's a good-looking guy. Little-
Lately in WWE, he's been comically evil, and I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, you got it. All right. That's Seth Rollins for you. He's playing something in Captain America: New World Order. I don't know.
Hopefully, he's playing Seth Rollins, the bad guy character from WWE.
Well, isn't the guy that plays Drax a wrestler?
Yeah,
Batista.
Dave Batista.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
another guy who
Batista-
turned out to be great.
Yeah, but Batista is making a concentrated effort to be a legitimate actor.
I'm
whereas
sure
the
John
others are
Cena
kinda
and The
just
Rock
fucking
are also
around.
making a concentrated effort to be a legitimate actor.
The
Maybe
Rock
not so much
is
The
not.
Rock.
Yeah, The
Maybe
Rock
not so
ain't
much
trying
The
at
Rock.
all.
Yeah.
But John Cena, especially
John
after
Cena
Peacemaker,
is-
come on.
yeah. he
John
is.
Cena found his niche, and he should exploit the shit out of it. And it looks like he will. And
I
good for
think
him.
people are getting fed up with Mark Wahlberg, and John Cena will take over those roles.
That is a good observation. I
Yeah.
think you're right. Mark Wahlberg needs to stick to comedic roles because he's really good at it.
Or he could just go away.
Nah.
Go-
I want him
go-
to make another Other Guys movie with Will Ferrell. I love that movie.
We need to have another 9/11 so we can pretend to stop that one too.
In his thought experiment.
His thought experiment, how he would have saved everybody from 9/11. Because he thinks he is the characters he plays in movies. So anyway,
Well, I think recently he said he will only do movies now that have some sort of like good.
Christian bend.
Yeah, there we
No,
go.
I want Ted 3.
Ted 3 is going to take a very different turn. a
Those
very
movies
different
were
turn.
so funny.
Ted 3 with John Cena.
All right. But he's just playing Mark Wahlberg's character. It's not a new character.
No. Yeah, absolutely. He's just filling in.
John Cena as Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg becomes Ted.
In a
But
bear
not-
costume?
not in a
like
bear
teddy
costume.
bear costume?
Not a
Fuck
mocap.
yeah.
Or, wait,
thing.
okay, no, we need Seth MacFarlane still as Ted, doing a Mark Wahlberg impersonation.
Wow.
But my question is, in this, because John Cena's playing Mark Wahlberg, playing whatever the character in Ted is,
Fucking stupid.
does John Cena also have a Mark Wahlberg impression going on?
Sure.
I'm sure you
So
can learn.
both the stars of this movie are doing Mark Wahlberg impressions.
Everyone in the movie is going to do a Mark Wahlberg impression.
Oh, I love this Phantom Lady production right here. I love
Great.
it.
All right, we're gonna get through this page. So then we're introduced to Darkstorm is the main bad guy. He's got this one dude Recon who seems to just be kind of hanging out, but Mordred, the other guy, is a total kiss ass. That is so true, Darkstorm. Another great idea, Darkstorm.
And Mordred has like a grasshopper face.
Wait, which one is the grasshopper face?
It's just the guy up there. Green head. Looks like he's got a grasshopper face. It says,
Oh,
"Ha!
yeah.
The fools have stumbled right upon my ... trap."
Okay, and which one is that?
That's grasshopper face.
Grasshopper face is Mordred.
Mordred?
That's Mordred.
Mordred.
Oh, there's a T in there?
Yeah,
believe
they
so.
changed the spelling up, but you know what they're doing.
funny 'cause-
Merklynn.
it's funny 'cause
the
all
fuck
this-
is Merklynn?
Because I think the
It's-
real names were it's something that
Space
that
Merlin.
Merkin. His name
He's
is
the
Merkin.
Michelin Man.
It's funny because like I think those names are probably public domain. Like you probably didn't need to change them, but that's all right.
Yeah, just for fun.
Yeah, fun. And then we meet our main good guys. So we got this main dude who's got a terrific porn stash, and his name is Leoric Porn Stash. His name is Porn Stash Jones. His name is Leoric, and then he's got two main guys that hang out with him. Who's the other guy? And then there's another dude, Fentanyl.
Farrell?
Fentanyl. His name is Fentanyl.
No, his name is Farrell.
Will Ferrell.
And Ektar. Ektar are the guys. I think Ektar's big strength is that he has a very good sense of smell.
Yeah.
I think we'd say that's his whole thing.
Or I thought that was Farrell.
No, I think
Doesn't matter.
It's Ektar.
None of this fucking
Okay.
matters.
It won't
No, it
matter.
doesn't.
I mean, I got to give him credit for like this is something that I'm sure if you were an author, you're like, dude, this is a 5-issue arc. I don't have time for all this in one issue.
I should have mapped this out.
I can see why the pilot of the cartoon ignored all of this.
I give him credit. I give him credit for this.
They're like,
for
this
fitting
is
all this in.
way too complicated.
This is a lot going on. So the good guys and the bad guys, they get in a fight as they often do. Leoric says, Darkstorm's men are coming up from behind us.
And Darkstorm fucking drop kicks a guy.
He does. He drop kicks Leoric, the leader, and just crushes his spine.
That's a good ass drop kick.
Yeah. Well, he got up on a rock.
That is a Seth Rollins style drop kick. Darkstorm is played by Seth Rollins.
So, well, it doesn't matter because they're all wearing helmets. Anyway.
Marvel actor Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, new star of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
He's going to get his own Disney Plus TV series any day now.
It's going to be great. And so in the midst of this fight, Merklynn shows up in the sky. Yeah. Finally. He's been gone for, we don't know how long it's been, but presumably years.
Yeah.
I think it's just, it varies, because I think later they talk about it not being that long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's really not clear. I think he kind of just forgot about this.
It's like that scene in the Holy Grail when God shows up.
Yeah.
Good idea, Lord. Of course it's a good idea.
So he shows up in the sky in his green magic balloon, as he's wont to do, and he says,
it's like
hey,
a Superman symbol, like a diamond.
Yeah, it has that. Yeah, it has that triangular shape. And he says, "Hey, if you come to the mountain near where that diner collapsed not that long ago, there's going to be untold magic there. There's going to be a lot of power for you guys if you come out and you're brave enough. And come find some power, and I'll see you there. Bye."
So does Merklynn think this is all a lot better than what was going on before?
I don't know what Merklynn wants.
Because his real issue was that everyone was a pussy.
Yes.
Like, he just felt that if you use computers and you could read and write, you weren't man enough to exist on the planet.
And now everybody's killing each other for, like, a blanket.
And now we're back to doing what I want to do.
Real
Magic.
man's paradise here. I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to accomplish here. So then we flash over to Darkstorm's castle that he's got built.
He's just a regular dude.
He's just a guy. And he's saying, well, Leoric is a bleeding heart. And honestly, they want a leader the world should have a leader such as myself that'll rule them like a god.
I bet Darkstorm prior to the apocalypse was a low-level IT manager.
I think he was just a Republican.
I think he had his power trip in his little office.
Yeah.
He made people come back to the office after a pandemic.
Darkstorm?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He just seems like a senator's son.
I bet he was just like, now's my time to rule the world. I've ran an office. I know how to manage people.
I think he's just Sideshow Bob when he ran for mayor.
Nah, he's a suit and tie man.
So Darkstorm's making a plan with his guys to go get this magical power, and Recon is just saying, yeah, whatever, I'll come along. I don't have anything else to do, whereas Mordred is sucking up about it.
Do any of them even know what magic is?
That's an
they
interesting
just say
question.
magic, but they don't really define what
actually,
that means.
Do they say magic, or do they just say power?
No, he says, come get my magical powers.
Yeah.
Well, they
And
heard
they're
power.
Like, well, how would they know what that is? Because they existed in the science world for centuries, and then their society crumbled where they're just trying to figure out how to grow fucking turnips again. Yeah. And
Well,
now he's
because
like, magical power.
They fucking, as soon as he says it, somebody in the audience goes, power? Like before he even gets to that point.
You mean we can control people with like, is this your card?
It's like a fucking criminal that outs himself by giving too much detail.
It's pretty vague though.
So they start to make a plan. Like, yeah, we're definitely going to go for this power. And then we see there's so much stuff happening in this book that a lot of times they actually have to change scenes in the middle of the page, which you're generally not supposed to do. But like they had to fit it all in there.
Don't be putting your rules on this, man. The age of science is over.
It's time for the age of just crazy balls out page collation.
It's the age of being gay. I mean, magic.
So then the good guys at their tower, they're getting together and they're having a conversation and saying, yeah, I guess we need to do it because otherwise Darkstorm's probably going to get that power and, we need to head him off and then we can maybe have some meetings and things later. It'll be great.
They're like, well, there's no internet, so it's not like we have anything to do.
And then there's this panel, I guess just hanging around the good guy's castle, listening to things. There's this dude in a gimp mask named Cravex the Curious.
Cravex the bi-curious.
Fucking Cervex the Curious.
So he
Look
says,
how mad he is.
It's hard to read because, again, he's wearing a weird mask, a weird S&M mask, and you just see his mouth.
You see his teeth, but like a little bit of his mouth is showing. It looked like he just ripped a hole in a can and stuck his mouth through it.
How are these guys going to the dentist? That's a good
I don't know.
So he's saying, like, oh, it's a good thing.
There used to be dentists, like 3
Yeah, I'm
weeks
sure
ago.
there still are dentists. Like you could, there were dentists before
Yeah,
the age of computers.
Yeah,
I guess they got so used to the AI
hurt like
bots,
hell.
though, doing all the dental work.
Yeah, but it's a lost art.
'Cause that's where we're going, right? Pretty soon, like, going to the dentist is just going to be, you're going to, like, a machine that corrects your teeth and such.
Sorry, dentists, we don't need you.
What was it? Something like 75% of the IBM programmers got laid off because AI writes itself?
Wow, yeah. Have you guys seen Chaos GPT?
No.
It's a AI. I haven't checked in with it, but it was an AI that was given one and only directive, which was to destroy mankind, destroy society.
Awesome.
And it's not doing a very good job of it. It's hilariously.
Well, we're
failing.
still here.
I think the first thing it did was it tried to search for how to buy nuclear weapons, and that didn't work out. And then it asked another AI to help it, and the other AI refused. So instead, it just made a Twitter account, and now it just tweets angry things at humanity.
Did it do all of it? It did all this itself?
Yeah.
It just chose to sign up for Twitter on its own?
I guess so, yeah.
Well, that podcast, Tom Brady just decided to make
Sudsy.
a fucking
Yeah.
stand-up special.
Now, that was incredible. I've heard a few minutes of it. That is incredible. So Tom Brady made a joke in real life about how, maybe I'll go into stand-up comedy or whatever. So there's this podcast called Sudsy, and they decided to use AI to generate that Tom Brady stand-up special. And they generated like an hour of material in his voice, and it's pretty fucking good. It's kind of funny. It's pretty funny. The jokes are pretty good.
Well, I thought that they didn't choose to do that. It just kind of decided to do it.
So Sudsy, or Dudesy, I keep calling him Sudsy. It's Dudesy. Dudesy is an AI that like produces the show with Will Sasso and this other guy, and Dudesy just tells them what we're going to do. Like, it's an AI that just says, like, here's what this week's task is that we're going to do. And it just decided to make a Tom Brady stand-up special. Yeah, it kind of just drives the show itself.
What's the program that people use to use other people's voices in a way that sounds realistic?
I don't know that's a specific program, but there's voice generators and emulators.
Yeah, but like all the ones I use are shit, and like I see these other ones that other people are using to make up stuff, and they sound amazing.
Well, some
so
of
it's
those,
like, what are they doing?
The better ones are usually pay ones. They're not just freebies that people throw on the
Shit,
internet.
dude, I'll pay for that. That's a good
go find it.
service.
Yeah. There's a lot of incriminating things you can make with that.
Yeah, it sure making tags a lot goddamn easier, wouldn't it?
Need to get into that.
What would normally take me a week will like be reduced to like an hour. That'd be so much better.
Well, I mean, you're thinking small. You just tell the AI to make a humorous tag. Don't even tell it what it is. Just tell the AI to just create it all on its own.
That would be ideal.
Hell, tell the AI to make the fucking podcast and I'll go take a nap.
All this stuff is fantastic.
Yeah, great ideas. Great ideas. We will not be here next episode.
Well, we will be, but you won't know the difference.
No. So anyway, Cravex, he stopped by the good guy's castle just to kind of get a feel for what was going on and kind of sneak and listen to the plans. And then he says an interesting thing here. He says, after all, am I not known in some quarters as Cravex the Curious?
We don't know.
Yeah,
We don't know that.
How would I possibly
He's
know
asking
that?
himself a question about himself.
And it's all, yeah.
Shouldn't we all, though?
He also,
It's like a soliloquy.
it's a strange thing.
An
'cause
aside.
It's also specified he's not known everywhere as Cravex the Curious, just certain open-minded places.
Cravex the horny.
It's my favorite bisexual porn star.
Cravex sounds like,
I
like
know
a
what it sounds
nicotine
like.
patch.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, like consult your doctor about Cravex to help you quit smoking.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we can't see his body. It's covered in nicotine patches.
Right? Well, yeah, because there's no more cigarettes being produced because science is
Oh,
gone.
shit.
No,
Oh, no.
cigarettes were around long before science.
Yeah, but they got used to it being harvested and put into cigarettes by machines, and they don't know how to do it themselves.
Can't manufacture them at large by hand.
Right.
We need
If
millions
I
of
have
them.
learned anything from the pandemic, it's that when society ends, people will immediately figure out how to make cigarettes, booze, and guns.
I guess Cravex the Curious would figure it out since he's so fucking curious.
He's going to poke around. He's going to figure it out. So 14 days, a fortnight, since Merklynn appeared in the sky. Everybody.
How long is a day when you have 3 suns?
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if they move at the exact same speed.
It does look like they do.
It kind
'Cause,
of looks
like,
like
here
they
you
But
can
they
see
don't
this-
align all the time.
No, they don't. So they do have a weird orbit.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Merklynn says, meet me by the giant stone dick in the desert. And they do.
Right. And they go, we all know what that is.
We know what's going on at the giant stone dick. Don't worry. You don't tell us about that. We were going to
No,
be
it
there
looks
anyway.
like the Lion King spot.
Oh, the ridge.
It looks like a stone dick, but covered in a Speedo.
Yeah, a little too tight. A little too tight.
I think you guys are just obsessed with penises.
Yes.
I mean, I am. I'm not going
Yes.
to deny it, but it's
All guys are.
That's who do you think wrote this? A man thinking about
penis?
dongs.
A man about toys for boys.
What
Nope,
kind of
just
things
a-
do little boys like?
Just a giant penis wrote this.
The penis AI.
Boys like curious middle-aged men.
Cervix the Curious.
So Merklynn, he shows up on the side of the mountain.
He's really showing off that his magic is back.
Yeah, he can do anything now. It's weird because he also, well, we'll see in a couple pages, he just materializes himself like as a human, as a person, and then he disappears again. It's weird.
And he put his face, he turned the mountain into his face, and he goes, aha, I'm a mountain now. Magic!
Look at this! Look at this, you guys!
He's showcasing the power of magic, but later on in the book, when he does give them magic, it doesn't do any of this shit.
Nope, not at all.
He probably didn't think anyone was actually going to make it.
Yeah. No, you guys, I just
shit.
figured it out.
Okay.
This is an MLM. He just recruited everyone into his fucking pyramid scheme.
Oh, all right.
All you have to do is recruit 4 people.
And you get magic
The
powers.
profits will funnel upwards.
No, the powers.
You will be selling hologram stickers to kids. Holograms are magic.
Holograms are the future.
So are these people right now the descendants of the technology science people, or are
it's
they
not
the
clear-
same people?
Well, that's the thing. Is it's not clear how much time has passed. Some of these might be the diner people.
Yeah.
Because I can see society collapsing quickly, where they result to barbarism fairly quickly.
Yeah. Well, you've been hoping for it.
Like, I don't want that. I want a better world to rise from the ashes of this primitive world.
Right, but a bunch of people are going to have to die.
Absolutely.
Like, we just can't have a
They're
reset.
called the rich.
Yeah. No. It is not going to be just the rich that die. when we
Rich are
decide
going to die.
to decide to flip over the table of humanity. No. So, Rock Mortrid, Merklynn.
There you go. You
There
got
we
it.
go. Put enough syllables together, eventually you'll stumble on it. And he says, all right, you need to make your way inside of my castle, and then you'll figure it out from there.
Haha! But they were too busy having gay sex the whole way up the mountain.
It's coded, but yes, that's probably what was happening there.
No, there's
And,
no coding in Magic World.
Yeah, they're not. Well, no, a lot of magic is very poetic.
That's ritualistic magic, and that's
Yeah.
for lamos.
So what is his name? Our main good guy, Leoric. He's like, all right, let's get in there, and we're gonna get that power, and we're gonna make society better. And then one of the bad guys is like, nah, it's just every night for himself.
Yep.
So that's,
Whoever gets there first gets all the power. But what are you going to do with that power? I guess make society better. I mean, what else do you do, right?
I don't know.
I can't just have the power. I already am a warlord. It's not like I can rule over people more.
I mean, yeah, we don't know what else there is really to conquer.
Because in the beginning of the book, he wanted a bunch of slaves. And then the good guy show up and goes, no slaves for you. And he goes, come on.
So as they make their way up the first cliff, a few guys decide they're just going to run in without even kind of investigating. They run in, and the mountain tries to eat them.
Yeah, the mountain turns into a butthole and closes.
This, I do remember this in the 80s as a little kid, is that there was a big thing about, adventurous mountains and castles.
Yeah.
And
the butthole farts him out. Pooty.
He pooties them right out. And so these three guys go flying out of the mouth of this cave.
Patooey.
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say
he
no.
spits
It's
it.
yeah. Did you seriously think it was a butthole?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, it's again.
And I was a little dyslexic about reading.
Also, notice this. There's only 2 women in this entire book, and none of the men talk to them ever.
And they are at odds.
They are at odds.
Yes.
The men want nothing to do with them.
Nah, dude.
But it passes the Bechdel test.
It does, yeah. They just talk about how much they hate each other.
Yeah, right.
They
You got
talk
2
about
women
which...
and they immediately are at odds, fighting over the guys who just want to plug each other.
No, that's why it passes. That's why it passes the Bechdel test. They're not figuring out which guy they're gonna marry.
Who the fuck is this Bechdel guy? He
don't
sounds
know.
based
Well,
as shit.
Well, it is a woman. No, the Bechdel test is: do you have a scene in your story where 2 women talk to each other about something other than men?
Well, do they?
A lot of things
They talk
do.
about how much they hate each other.
You'd be surprised how many books and movies and things and TV shows don't pass.
Don't
that test.
pass. Yeah.
It's pretty strange.
Well, what does it matter?
Well, because it's just it doesn't necessarily matter. And Bechdel herself has said this shouldn't be a hard and fast rule about how to write. It's just sort of
the
a
story
thought
could be about
experiment.
men.
It could be about men, but it is interesting to note how relatively infrequent it is that you have female characters that aren't obsessed with getting men. Females, my lady. So anyway, these guys get patooied out, and they go flying over the cliff, and one of the women is laughing at her, and one of the guys says, hey, fuck you, Galandria.
Yeah, Galadriel. You're not
And-
even in the right story.
Which is the only time they talk to her. The only time they address the woman.
yeah,
They
it's
say,
how
hey,
to
fuck off.
And
we got
here's
nothing to do with you.
And now Merlin's a regular guy laughing at him.
This is a weird moment because they land. They should have all died because they just flew 50 feet. And Merklynn is just standing there, just having a good laugh at
He
their
goes, I
expense.
broke the screen on my chest armor.
Well, you will get no iPad powers.
He goes, ha ha.
And so those guys are
No
like,
tech
fuck
center
this.
for you.
So these guys just say, you know what, fuck this, and they walk off. And this one guy, I can tell that he's rubbing his own back, but it looks like the guy in front of him is smacking his ass.
Yeah, look
Yeah,
at
it
that.
does.
He's just
Like,
rubbing his butt. He goes, I'll get the
rub.
oil when we get home.
Those guys say, yeah, fuck this, we're not doing this.
Truly
Never mind.
the age of magic.
Yeah, that arm lines up way too well.
Yeah, because he's rubbing his ass.
It's more like the age of...
You're right, James. This is
It
an
does line up.
underhandedly gay
There's
comic.
a lot of gay stuff in there. It's more like the age of Magic Mike.
I mean, they're all in
Man.
shape.
They look great. Mm-hmm. So the rest of the guys, they continue to make their
It's
way.
like Spartacus.
They continue to make their way into the castle. I gotta say, there's a lot of adventurous, fun things that happen in this castle. I'm sure they were working on like a play set for this. To have
Sure.
all this stuff in there. It never happened.
I hope
but-
it was full of knives like this tunnel.
Yes.
Yeah, kids are cutting themselves.
So there's a knife tunnel. And they're like, well, we probably should think about this before we go in. And this one guy's like, you fucking pussies, I'm just going to do it.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yes,
Yeah,
Leroy
and they
Jenkins
said
right
that-
through it.
And they said that he's more quick and agile inside of armor than we are outside of our armor.
That's pretty good. His
And
name
he goes,
is
why don't you show me what it's like
Well-
outside of your armor? And they all
And his
sit
name is
down
like
and-
Witter Quick.
Witterquick. His name is Witterquick.
Yeah, he earned that name
Yeah, he did.
because he's
So
quick-witted.
he's actually very slow in person, but his wit is lightning fast. So he gets to the other end. He's like, come on, just come the fuck over here. And nobody else wants to do it.
They're
Understand?
like, nah, we're going.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of knives.
There's a lot of guys just turning around going home. They're
Well,
like,
I
we don't
mean,
even know what magic is, to be
you know
perfectly
what?
honest.
I have to say, I kind of appreciate that like not every single person who went there got the magic. It doesn't make sense.
Right? It's the age of magic where only the strong and more capable people are able to survive. The people who are able to pull themselves up from their own bootstraps will get magic.
The final challenge will be a posing routine. So then there is a drawbridge, and Darkstorm and his men make it to the other side of the bridge.
Not a drawbridge, a rope bridge.
It's not a drawbridge. It's a rope bridge. It's a rope bridge. And they make it, Darkstorm and his men make it to the other side of the rope bridge, and they decide to cut the rope bridge so the other guys walking across the bridge fall into a chasm.
When you said posing routine, in my head flashed all the kids who pretended to be punk in high school.
Yes. That's the only...
I used to say that whenever kids would show up with their fucking mohawks and their battle jackets. I was just like, look, it's a posing routine.
It's a poser routine. Yeah, it's a very different thing.
Come on, dude. The pose is powerful.
Those guys weren't getting oiled up in singlets.
Yeah. It's like, bro, you go to the same school I do.
Yeah.
What are you rebelling with?
It's rough. It is really rough watching the trust fund kids trying to rebel.
Dude. Nah, they weren't. I mean, I grew up in the country, so like.
I was
no
about to say,
like,
Mike didn't grow up with the trust fund kids, but maybe they were fucking trying to be less appealing to Dennis Hastert.
Still, it's like you're not like some like inner city punk.
Yeah, there's nothing to nothing.
But even
to
that's a
against.
pose.
You're gonna rebel against fucking McMurray's farm? What are you rebelling against?
I don't know. I don't see how being a fucking loser like shows anybody.
Yeah. So those guys survived. Don't worry, they fell down the chasm, but they're okay, and they start climbing back up. But the rope that they're climbing up turns into snakes.
Yep. That's what I'm afraid is going to happen at my Sprat class this week. Is my ropes are going to turn into snakes.
Well, you got to be prepared for anything. You got to be ready for anything that might happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so this one good guy up here, I forget his name, which is a bummer because it's going to matter later. He decides, oh, you know what I can do? I can beat those bad guys. And I grab this leaf, and I can kind of like ride this leaf on the wind and get to the butthole in the cave that they're trying to get to.
That is not what would happen. He would just fall.
I did look at the physics of this for a while and try to figure it out, and it doesn't seem to make any sense at all.
There are holes in the leaf.
There are holes. Well, those are speed holes. They make the leaf go faster. And
what if he like tries it and just plummets down the mountain?
Yeah, that was what I was
Check
expecting.
out this, guys.
It is the age of magic, though. Maybe that works because he imagined it would work.
He said at the beginning, not everyone will make it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that some of these guys just fucking died. They just didn't make it.
Or they went home rubbing each other's asses.
You know, the Visionaries really need a lovable cartoon sidekick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need an Orko.
Yeah, that would be fun.
What was the name of the Thundercats cat?
Was it? It wasn't Lion-O. That was the main.
That was the main guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Snacktar or something like that. Was
Snacktar.
Snafu.
Snafu. Yeah.
Something like Snafu or Staboo or something.
Snafu
like that.
sounds like a gay romantic comedy.
Thundercats cat.
Snafu
guy.
sounds like a
Cat
whimsical restaurant. That was the name of the diner.
Snafu's. What was the name of the pet from Thundercats? Snarf.
Snarf. All right. Wow, I was way dumber than what we were thinking of.
Yeah.
But
I got fairly close with Snafu.
Snarf is what you do when you eat your buddy's ass.
All right.
Stop it. Get some help.
Snarf is what Pinky says from Pinky and the Brain.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Or no, is that Narf?
He says
Narf. Yeah, Narf.
He
Yeah,
says
they were.
Narf.
Speaking of gay couples.
They had to change it. Well, that's always the way it is. You get one. You get the super smart guy that nobody likes, and then you get the lovable dullard, and they hit it off together. Sparks fly.
You and me, James.
Yeah, I don't know which is which some days.
I'm clearly the lovable dullard.
I do have a hard time making people like me. It's a real
you're
problem.
A snooty cunt. That's why.
Going full Odd Couple with us, huh?
Look, I made my choice, and I'm sticking with it. No, to the bitter end, just like this book. The end. So these guys are working the way. You know, now that Mike mentioned that the one opening looked like a butthole, I'm just assuming that all of the paths in the mountains are buttholes.
Yeah, they're the
Make it a
gerbils
lot
of.
easier. Yeah, they're just gerbling their way up and down this mountain, looking for adventure.
Yeah.
And whatever comes their way. And that's just what they're jamming to. They've all got their earbuds in, and they're just fucking.
There's no earbuds, bro. This is the age of magic.
Small electronics still work.
No, I think it's in minor electronics, not
Technically,
small.
technically, headphones aren't electronics at all.
Like, in that case, fucking drones would still be around if it was small electronics.
Maybe a few of
Headphones
them are.
don't require power.
They don't require power.
No.
Well, they don't require an external source.
You
but
just
you
plug
gotta-
them into.
Yeah, so those would still be.
You got to
Yeah.
reach. Well, yeah,
Headphones
if they
would
were
still work
plug-in.
because they don't work on electricity per se.
Oh, so they don't have wireless. They don't have Bluetooth.
No.
Oh,
Bluetooth makes people weak. Didn't you listen to Merklynn?
you all must put away your AirPods.
Yeah, the age of the beta is over. We're in the age of the alpha now, bitches.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Start plugging in your headphones, bitches.
Dude, Merklynn is so based.
I hope you didn't throw away your Zunes. You're gonna need them.
Dude, that's the most advanced technology. That shit's done.
They're holding on to their
Zunes made people weak.
That's really where society started to fall apart.
That's when they
Zunes.
that's when people,
Oh yeah, shit.
it's because people rejected the Zune and it cursed humanity.
No. I don't know. Some guys get in a fight.
Merklynn had a Zune and like they stopped supporting it. The firmware where
You'll
like
pay
just
for
came
this.
outdated and he couldn't replace it. He goes, you know what? No Zunes for anyone ever.
I'm gonna
Age
line
of
those three
magic.
sons up. I'm gonna fuck all of you up.
Fuck this shit.
Weren't there any apps in the Zune store?
It's like, bro, those Zunes can't use FLAC files. We have better stuff.
So another fight ensues. Everybody's just trying to jockey for position to get ahead of the other side of dudes. So Mordred starts to get in a fight with the good guys, but Darkstorm tells him, no, come along. We gotta keep going.
All their weapons are really impractical for smacking a dude wearing an armored suit.
Yeah, they all have scythes.
Like, what's your
and stuff.
blade gonna do?
Yeah, they're all wearing chainmail undies. Like
That
Captain
guy with
America.
like a club that looks like he ripped off of a door handle.
It's the best they could do.
That thing would work. A blunt instrument.
They're trying so hard. So then some of the good guys, they come along a statue of a sleeping gargoyle.
Yeah, it turns out it's not a statue.
Not at all. This is a real gargoyle.
And they figure it out by throwing a rock at its head, thinking that'll work out.
One of the bad guys throws a rock at the gargoyle's face to wake him up so that he'll attack the good guys.
That guy's chaotic
Pretty good.
evil.
Pretty good. I love their cowardice. So the gargoyle comes alive. He starts chasing after the good guys, and the bad guys drop a cage, drop some like a gate down and locks the good guys in with the gargoyle. It's funny that they kind of figured out how all the mechanics of this cave work.
Well, I mean, they remember from the before time when they had levers and shit.
Oh yeah, maybe they used to hang out in this cave anyway. Back in the day. Like this
They
is all the old
installed it.
technology. Yeah.
They were the contractors hired by Merklynn to install
skilled-
that gate.
Skilled laborers, yeah. Mike Rowe would be proud.
We're so at that point now where that's the only job left is like skilled labor.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like something that AI can replace pretty soon.
How?
What do you mean? It by learning how to fucking do it. What do you mean?
How? With what?
Which job? Like we make robots and then we give them
We're
AI
gonna make
brains.
the robots now.
Yeah, but how many? We only need to make a couple of robots, and then the robots will make more robots.
We don't got anything close to that.
I don't know, man. It's getting close. I think we're getting real close.
Heck no. Heck no. That's going to
Okay.
be the only job. First of all, like, we're not moving away from, like, having money and using money to buy stuff, right? We're not going to move away from the job system. Like, the powers that be and the rich people who run everything are never going to allow that.
Pretty sure it's gonna be all Ethereum, but okay.
So this is going to be the only jobs left is manual labor. That's it. Because everything AI is going to do all the creativity. We already
Manual-
proved that with our Wayne Knight Gorilla in the City script that we had GPT write for us.
All right.
This
fine.
writer's strike, they're going to be surprised when all the scripts are going to be written by AI in the next few years. All the creative shit is going to be done by computers.
Nah, support the strike.
All the art is going to be made by computers. All the music is going to be made by computers. Like none
All
of that
the more
shit.
reason to support the strike.
None of that shit's going to be made by people.
Well, the AI will just form their own union
It's
on the
too
side.
cheap to just have the computer do it for you. And pretty soon when CGI gets good enough, there won't be any more actors because you can just have the AI make that too.
You're just trying to justify the manual labor side of things.
I'm just saying that's all that's going to be left. You better get your welding certificate.
Yeah, like a machine can't weld for you.
Not no. You gotta build the machine in a certain place to do a certain thing. What if you're like you gotta go underwater and you gotta weld together a bridge? You can't
Well,
have
yeah,
a robot do that.
You know what can hold its breath better than a man? A robot.
I'm sure they already have robots that do that.
Nah,
Yeah.
people do that. And there's
Dumb
a shortage
people.
of
No,
people
they're
to do
heroes.
that. They're desperate for more underwater welders.
So at any rate, the good guys end up having to confront the gargoyle because they're locked in his cage, in his little dungeon area. And it turns out that the gargoyle is a huge pussy because he's been in the age of science too long.
Yeah.
Right. He's been on TikTok for too long and staring at his phone. He doesn't have a
It's
good
soft.
peripheral vision.
No, I can't see out the sides of his eyes. So they make
He's what the liberals want.
yes, this is
Yeah,
the future
right.
liberals want is a
A
scared
large,
gargoyle.
powerful man to be weak.
And he runs off. He scampers off, and he's gone.
Yeah, all they did was they yelled at some feminist talking points at him, and he turned and ran.
And then comes my favorite part, the skeleton.
Yeah.
Big fan. Both Shée and I are wearing skeleton shirts today in celebration
are.
of
Celebration of death.
in celebration of
Well,
skeletons.
I mean, mine's playing a record. James's is surfing.
Yeah, mine is a skeleton surfing on a surfboard. I don't know, man. Skeletons are funny. They're like it's like your skeleton is driving your body around like a little car. Like that's what you are all day. You're just your transport mode for your skeleton.
I'm wearing a Marvel Comics Secret Wars t-shirt because I didn't change out of my pajamas.
Nerd shit. So Darkstorm confronts a skeleton that he sees chained to the wall, but the skeleton's alive.
Yeah, and it blows out his lighter.
He makes a pretty funny joke about how this is the non-smoking section, and then he kicks him over a ledge.
Yep.
Saying
pretty good.
smoking is downstairs.
I don't know how the skeleton got the leg strength to push a knight over
Age
a
of
ledge.
magic.
But Age of magic, bro.
Yeah, he straight up rocket kicks him.
Yeah.
So they never explain why a lot of the guys have staffs with mirrors on them.
Nope.
They don't. Some of them have staffs with mirrors. Some of them do not. And you get fucked if you don't have one. It turns out
But I guess
later
it's
on.
like it's a staff with they just like strapped an iPad to it.
Yes,
It's got that thing in the back of it, you know, where it's got
Yeah.
that Velcro where you can put your
Yeah.
hand underneath it while you're walking around checking
Yeah,
the
a little
levels of
strap.
your audio.
Yeah, yep. And so it's just a little strap that they just put on a stick. Looks like a pool skimmer.
It reminds them of the time when iPads were a thing.
Yep.
They're like the kids from Thunderdome,
Yeah.
you know, they just put random technology on their bodies.
Are we now at the point that you're super excited, James? Because I think you screenshot this and sent it to us.
Oh, yeah, this is pretty... Well, as I was reading this for the first time, and I went in there blind, and I saw Kravex the Curious, and I said, huh. And then I saw this thing where Darkstorm is climbing back up after the skeletons kicked him down, and it says, slowly but surely, inch by inch, Darkstorm makes his way back up the shaft.
Climbing that shaft because James is a child.
It was pretty funny to me.
Said the word shaft.
Well, then he's
Mean
climbing up the shaft inch by inch. And he's talking about getting his hands on that skeleton.
Yeah, you can't wait to get his hands on some bones.
Yeah. And so then we cut to the one scene of the girls.
They have to fight each other because you can't have them unite.
It's Galandria and Virulent or something her name is. What is her name?
Violet?
No, it's
Call her Violet
fine. It's
and
fine.
Glad Baby.
And they get in a fight, and they're walking along like a tube over some toxic sludge.
I think it's just water.
Well, it does have a horrible octopus monster in there.
Yeah, well, the octopuses live
No,
in
like
water.
a squid monster.
Octopuses live in water, but horrid monsters do not.
Well, I mean, they seem to be okay. I think it just looks gross because it's reflecting the light from the cave.
Yeah, all that cave light really doesn't
You think
flatter.
the monster might be pretty, it's just bad lighting?
Yeah.
Well, that's true of a lot of...
It's like me in the morning when I want to see my muscles, and I'm just like, I can't see any of my definition. Well, the lighting in my room is terrible right now.
I need a 3-point lighting kit in here.
I got to have lighting above me.
Hey, you need a fill on the side, you need a key lighting, you need the whole thing.
Got to
So-
have the shadows that make you think that you're in shape.
It's all about the shadows. And so then the women, they fall into the drink here, and they confront this horrific monster. And as one of them is trying to escape, the good one, maybe? I don't know.
Yes.
She reaches out and she grabs a little controller that she finds on the bottom of the seafloor there, and it drains the whole place.
Yep. Turns out it was just a big pool.
The octopus creature is going to die slowly and painfully, and they don't care
This is
about
why
it.
you gotta clean your pool.
Yeah, you might
You gotta
get
keep up with your
octopus
pool
monsters.
maintenance, or it's gonna be full of octopus monsters.
It's gonna be gross.
Pools, like having a personal pool, is kind of gross, but so is a public pool.
Swimming is gross, and
Yeah,
I
it's
say this
gross.
as someone. I say this as someone who enjoys swimming, but it's
and
gross.
baths.
Yeah, everything is gross. Shea, you just don't like taking showers and bathing yourself.
I don't like taking baths.
You're a once every 2 day person, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, gross!
We're being a little conservative there. But I'll say, and I said this before, I'll reiterate it to be clear: Shée doesn't stink.
Shea, how do you not need to shower at
don't
least
know.
once a day, especially
Magic.
before bed?
She's part of the age of magic.
You're just getting into bed with your funk.
No, that's the thing is she doesn't smell and she's not covered in a thin layer of grime like she should be. I don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, it's magic.
Bro,
Yeah.
take a shower.
While we're taking our science showers, she's just
With the science of plumbing, they bring us our hot water to clean the grub off our bodies.
yeah, gross bodies, stupid. We should all be
Stupid
skeletons.
bodies.
Nice, clean skeletons.
Of course.
That's what I'm into. With their shafts.
A series of connecting shafts.
So, yeah, the two women, they end up just parting ways. They call it a draw, and they swear they'll get back to this, but they probably won't, because let's focus on the dudes.
Was it Virulina?
Virulina.
Virulina. There we
like
go. Virulina and
virus or-
Galadriel.
Galadriel. And so then we see some other dudes making their way in. There's some hornets. There's a giant hornet's nest that gets cut
Nope.
down. No?
They explicitly
Oh, the
call them
bees.
killer bees.
They're
Oh,
bees.
yeah.
Well, what's the major distinction between killer
Yeah,
bees?
they don't
and-
know.
those
Science
they're
is
different.
gone.
Are they very different, Shea? How are they different?
Look it up.
Well, I
Yeah,
was gonna let you-
but they
I was
don't know
gonna
the
let you
difference.
explain it.
They got no science.
Yeah, maybe in their technology. First of all, again, this isn't Earth, all right?
It's like idiocracy. They just use the same word for everything.
You're getting confused because you're seeing killer bees, and we have killer bees here on Earth, but this isn't Earth. This is a completely
Bees.
different planet.
Yeah, right. They don't have hornets on this planet, Shea.
So they call them killer bees.
They're just
Yes.
bees.
Yeah, they're
Because
just
bees are on every
bees.
planet.
But they specifically say the words killer bees.
Right. 'Cause
Yeah.
they have nice
Well,
bees too.
it's just like having a hover car or a CompuChef.
a sky car.
Well, that was the
Sky
whole
car.
thing I remember with killer bees.
Killer bees.
Yeah. That's what they tell us about whenever they want to suppress some news.
Yeah, just don't look over there. Listen to the story about killer bees.
Killer bees are back, everybody.
It's like the end of Watchmen. We can all get together about this killer bee problem, right?
Whatever
forget
happened
about all
to
the
that
corruption.
train derailment? Did they ever fix that plume?
No.
Is that just something the people of Cleveland still dying from toxic rain?
They turned it into a tourist attraction, all right? It's bringing a lot of money into the
Isn't
local
that crazy?
economy.
We kind of forgot all about that.
Let it
Flint still
go.
doesn't have water still, right?
I don't know.
I'm beginning to think Flint never had water.
Yeah, right. They never
I'm
had water to
beginning think
begin
that was
with.
They're just like, nah, you just want to get some free water from
They need to
neighboring
pull
states.
themselves up from their bootstraps and get their
Yeah.
own water.
Yeah.
I genuinely hope I'm wrong.
I just remember when Obama showed up and pretended to drink the poison water and then flew away. They all thought he was there to solve the water problem. He goes, when I was a kid, I ate paint chips and then took a sip of some poison water and fucking bailed.
Nice.
And now he's going to destroy a park so he can have a library in his name. The great liberal hero.
It's going to have a soft serve machine. It's going to be great.
Oh, I'm
fairness-
proud I never voted for that guy.
In fairness, it's a tradition that every president has some sort of museum or something named after them.
They
It's
have to
just a thing that
destroy
you do.
something public
Yes.
and beloved to get
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, that's the way that works. So, these good guys start running from the bees because apparently they're worried about it, despite the fact that they're covered in armor.
Yeah.
Shouldn't really
They'd
be an
fine.
issue, but whatever. Is this Kravex that set these bees on him? I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably.
Hard to tell. It's probably Kravex. Seems like something.
Kravex is pretty great. He's the best character.
Yeah.
Because he's curious.
He's
not
curious.
going to let the age of magic stop him from being curious.
He's not going to let the age of consent stop him from being curious.
Wow, you just added a level to his character that
Yeah,
wasn't in
you
the book.
did. What the fuck?
Well, just throw a bomb in the middle of the show there.
I mean, he could be, Kravex, I guess. I bet he's kind of a sex pest.
What the fuck?
So here we see two of the guys, right? And they're going to fight. They both got staves with iPads on them, but they decide to
Right.
grab
Like
pieces
little
of the cave
stalactites
and
and
smash each other with the
stalagmites.
stalactites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's Cryotech and Sindar.
Cryotech sounds like it's from the age of science.
Cryotech sounds like what they do to you in tech world to freeze you for 100
when
years.
you like jaywalk
Yeah, you're going in Cryotech. Sorry, buddy.
and they gotta freeze you.
So they fight with their stalactites and stalagmites, and the bad guy, or maybe this is a good guy, cuts a bunch of them down, and they like instinctively attack the other guy from the sky. I don't really know how that worked.
I don't know. Well, they're fighting for who gets to be first because they think they're gonna have Merlin's power.
Yeah, they're not like Merklynn could have just told them like, "There's a lot of power to go around. It's all right.
Yeah,
Like you don't need to. Like I got enough."
and he doesn't specify to them that you're not gonna get my power.
Yeah.
You're gonna get some vague iPad power.
But they all went for it.
He's just, I'm just gonna turn all your iPads back on.
I have the power of a portable battery. I've kept it charged for years.
I'm here to fix your screens that are obviously cracked because everyone's screen is cracked. Is everyone's screens cracked? How cracked are your screens right now?
My screens are not cracked.
I could see you, James, like getting that fixed immediately. I don't see you putting
Yeah.
up with even the slightest flaw in your screen.
It's happened to me twice, and I did try to fix it immediately. But in fairness, I had to because it was really fucking up the screen. But like, yeah, the people who walk around with shattered screens, this says a lot about a person.
You mean base people? Sure.
Base people walking around with shattered screens,
People who realize that there are more important things in this world.
than being able to see what you're doing, see your work. That's my work.
You know,
I know a lot of people that can't afford to replace it when it breaks. They have to wait however many years until they get their upgrade.
Yeah, that's fair.
I never have to worry about that problem.
No,
Yeah.
you do not.
Yeah. So Cryotech and what's his name? They finish their fight. They vow to do it again. One of them says he has a date with destiny, by which he means a man.
A man named Destiny. And Destiny is spelled funny.
And they break up, and then a giant spider shows up. There's a lot of adventurous things happening in the buttholes of this cave.
All right, and they covers people, and then one guy covers a bunch of other guys with milk.
So again,
Oh, yes.
jar of
yes.
milk?
again.
No,
so
it's spider milk.
quote unquote spider milk.
Whatever that means.
Try that line.
I don't think there is such a thing as spider milk.
Well, again, it's not Earth.
That's true. Their spiders have milk.
Yeah,
So
but
this dude's like, yeah,
Blob.
I got a big
sploob.
sploob. He says, I've got a big vat of this sticky white liquid, and I'm gonna douse all my guys on it. with
Yeah,
it.
and it says in the frame, in the panel, what is this foul substance? And then we have the onomatopoeia of sploob.
Sploob. And
you
they
know
are
why? Because you know what
drenched.
it is? It's fucking sploob.
Yeah.
Splooge.
Yeah,
It's-
it's sploob. Yep. And then they're all stuck in it. They can't move.
What if like Stanley goes, "What
I've been
is
there.
this panel here?" He goes, "Oh, Stan, this represents me jacking off some guys."
And Stanley said, "All right, fine, true
So,
believer."
all right, Excelsior to you, I guess.
Excelsior, Excelsior. He's just walking down the office, just throwing out Excelsiors to everybody.
He's like hyper focused on how he's going to get Booberella off the ground.
How can I take credit for jizz?
Or Stripperella.
gotta get
Booberella.
Stripperella over. Booberella is the Simpsons parody of Vampirella.
Oh,
No, it's Elvira.
Elvira, I'm sorry.
oh yeah, right.
was
Look at my boobs.
Was Elvira a parody of Vampirella?
I thought that she was more in the line of like Ed Wood horror.
Yeah, she was a parody
Oh,
of
yeah.
the Ed Wood booby
Yeah,
lady.
that's fair. That's fair. I was very confused by her as a child because it's like she was doing like beer commercials,
Yeah.
and she was like, "What are you? What is your function?"
She's still super popular.
Yeah, good for her. I mean,
And super hot.
I have a friend of mine who has an Elvira tattoo on his calves, and it's like a big tattoo.
Yeah, she's looking great.
Yeah, still looks the same.
Those E cups or whatever they are, looking great. Good for her. Good for her.
I don't know if she still has a show where she shows movies.
I doubt she would do that at this age. I think she just does convention
Is
appearances.
this all she did?
I think so.
She was in movies.
Yeah, as Elvira.
As Elvira? Yeah.
I mean, just as her normal self.
Oh,
as
if
her-
she's ever been in anything.
Yeah, besides.
I don't know.
the first horror host ever to be syndicated nationally. Beat Svengoolie.
Yeah, right.
Oh, he
Svengoolie
wasn't
is
I
now.
don't think he's nationally, is he?
He is now.
Oh, good for him.
He's been so for the last 20 years.
climbing that ladder. Good for him. So all these guys are stuck in the sploob.
Yep.
And Darkstorm says, I'll throw you guys a towel if you agree to be my servants.
Yeah.
And
he
they,
comes on some guys and they agree to serve him.
Yeah,
As
I
he
guess.
showed his dominance.
And that does work.
You know, though, as soon as he gets them out of there, they're just going to ignore him.
They agree. No, they gave their word. And
That don't mean nothing.
And in the new age of magic, that matters.
Oh, yeah, right. That shit
I don't know.
matters.
You don't care about
Oaths
giving your
matter.
word? Would you freely give away your word? Like, if you give your word to somebody, don't you feel like you need to stick to it?
I have a code of ethics that I personally follow, so yes.
So yeah, you'd have to stick to your word.
I do stick to my word, and I stick to my agreements.
Yeah.
I don't betray people.
Shée, do you stick to your word?
Yeah.
She's
Well, there
a
you go.
treacherous woman. You can't believe them.
Virulina.
They say
You're
whatever
no
they have to
Galandria,
say.
Shée.
Like all them army wives that promise to be true.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're bored. You know, they gotta wait there for a long time. You know?
Bro. You're in the army, man. Don't get married.
Well, some of them were married before they went in the army.
Gee, you get divorced.
Yeah. You might have to. I don't know, just be cool with it. If you're
Dude,
overseas,
yeah, that's like unreasonable. They're gone for like months to years.
yeah, just have an agreement that, like, dude, none of this counts right now.
I
So,
don't
good
know.
time.
Like they're gonna be hooking up with all the guys in the neighborhood. Then you're gonna come back as the town cuck. Fuck that.
Well, the agreement would be you got to stay out of the neighborhood. You got to go to the neighboring town.
Nah, bro. What? No, dude.
Here's another option. Let's just stop being so fucking uptight about sex. How about that?
I think I'm gonna keep being uptight about sex. Thank you very much. I think I'm gonna stick to that. I won't be a simp and or a cuck.
The Puritans had it right. Let's
Mike
stick
needs
with
to
that.
make sure that he's making love to his one true monogamous.
Absolutely.
God.
The way Christ intended it for
What
me.
a
Making, yeah, he needs to make sure that he lays with his lover.
Oh,
Stop it. Get some help.
what a stack of disgusting words.
Whatever. You're a simp and a cuck.
Gross. He gets these guys. Now, we've been looking at this goo for a while. So eventually gets these guys out of the goo, and they agree to serve him. Which is
That's
funny
a
because, like,
comical amount of spider semen.
this is the whole basis of why these guys are on this side of the crew for the entire rest of this franchise.
And here they go into a room as the Hall of Predators, because like Merklynn really loves those movies.
So yeah, they walk into a giant hall that has a bunch of golden statues of all the various predators and monsters and things. And then they see a giant door to a golden door that looks like it leads into a Chinese restaurant.
A
That's what that's
delicious
for.
Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, get some General Tso's.
Of course, the Chinese food we get here is not what Chinese people would actually eat in China.
No, they eat hamburgers.
You know, you should see what the British people think is Chinese food. It is fucking gross.
British people aren't great about food in the first place.
Bro.
Like they've not been historically very great with the whole food thing.
Yeah, that's why they're always conquering other places to get to better food.
What they're great at is stealing the Irish land. That's mainly what they're good at.
Dude, they've been fighting over that for a while.
Subjugating the Irish people and being
How's
shitty
the new
landlords.
king doing?
He's probably doing great. I'm sure
Is
he's
he
having a
all
great
right?
time. I don't know. Are we still doing kings? Can we wrap this king thing
Yeah,
up
they
already,
just
please?
coronated that new one
God, can we wrap up the king thing?
because that old grandma died.
I'm just over it.
He's just like, everyone forget about what my dad did.
Yep. Starting fresh.
Everyone ignore that he funded the rise of Hitler.
So they throw open the giant wooden doors in the dragon's mouth, and they enter into the secret chamber.
That sounds sexy.
Everything in this book is
Open up the
sexy.
doors to the dragon's mouth and go into the secret chamber.
Yeah. So they get in there, and the good guys and the bad guys, they start having a battle. right?
Battle, quote unquote.
Yeah.
They start wrestling.
Well, it's if you call it a battle now, but if their night costumes had any fur on them, this would just be a yip party. Mm-hmm. That's all that would be. Or is it yif? It's yif. Yif party.
Who knows?
When they
Maybe
all
there's yips now.
in this society or in our society?
This is another world, though.
Yeah, where it's cool because
What's it called? What is it called when you go to the park with your friends and you got your pretend knight armor on and you have your
LARPing.
LARPing. Yeah,
live
there's a
action
bunch of-
role
These are
playing.
LARPers.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that is kind of what they're doing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're LARPing as knights.
Yeah, they're not
they got
really
nothing
nice.
else to do.
Their armor is
No,
made
are you
from
kidding me?
the parts
Fucking-
of robots.
Ector went to the University of Florida.
Ector? Oh yeah, yeah.
Who the fuck is Ector?
He's the good guy that doesn't have a great sense of smell, or a porn stash. The third one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there's no king to make these guys knights, so they just declared they were knights
Yeah,
based on
like
nothing.
all knights.
Okay, so the fight goes on for a little while, and Kravex just kind
One
of
guy
hangs
looks
back.
like he just ripped the motor out of a fan.
Yeah.
He's just got an outboard motor on a
He's
stick.
got a fan and he's just whacking dudes with it.
Hell
I'm a
yeah,
knight.
hell yeah, brother.
What if everything's made out of plastic? They just got plastic weapons and
Yeah.
plastic armor.
If it's all plastic, then
Because there's no way the robots are made of metal.
Well,
Why not?
Wait, why not?
Because after a while, they're going to be 3D printed.
Yeah, but they'll have more hardy, robust plastics from the 3D printers.
Nah, they're just
More
made
like-
from the robots from the diner. These are the diner survivors.
Oh, those were the only ones that made it. Oh
Yeah.
no.
They got their armor's made out of fucking booths.
I do hope that like the diner was the only the people from the diner were the only ones that survived, and so now the diner's like their holy site, like the ruins of the
Yeah,
diner.
Yeah.
Like they
That's
go
why
there.
they're really listening to what Merklynn has to say.
It's like their church, and they all just like instead of pews, they sit in the booths.
He's like, everybody stop wrestling around. Okay, you guys
I
made it this far.
I left you guys alone for 10 fucking minutes, and you started wrestling
All
around
right.
like
So,
children.
I
Now-
swear to God, I will turn this mountain right around.
He's like, okay, guys, I'm a door now.
So he shows up on yet another door. Despite the fact that we've seen he can be a person. He could just show up as
He
a
could
person.
be a person. He's been a mountain. He's been a door. He could be three things.
He can show up in the sky. He can be
Oh, he
anything.
could be four things.
There you go.
That's the extent of magic.
So he shows up.
Inside him are 4 wolves.
You know what?
Well, 5 things because he can teleport. He can do 5 things.
Inside us all are 4 walls. Yeah, you know what? We don't actually see him do anything that's actually useful. He just shows up on things.
And he goes, hey, I'm a door now, everybody. And they're like,
Look at
oh,
this.
is this magic? We don't know.
Hey, all you guys, cut that shit out. It's time to
Because
pay attention to
magic
the
is
door.
5 things. And 4 of them involve turning your face into other stuff.
So he tells them, all right, for your next challenge. And they're like, dude, enough with the fucking challenges. Like, what do we need to prove here?
He goes, these challenges have been vague and misleading.
There hasn't really been any real clear direction here.
Was this been like a race? Like, what the fuck?
Tell us how many people get the magic?
Is it the first person here? Does everyone just come through the door that is my face?
I didn't expect you to get so far. I'm still working out the details.
So everybody come in my mouth.
I didn't mean it that way. You get what I meant.
He
Just
did
get
mean it
in
that way
here.
because it's the age of magic.
Don't make it weird.
You guys are the ones being weird.
And he goes, all right, now here comes a tidal wave of gorilla faces.
We have primates. We have primates, everybody.
They go in there, go, oh my God, it's the souls of these trapped people. And he goes,
Yeah.
no, they're not. They're just animals.
Don't worry about it.
I'm a door now.
So yeah, it's a tsunami of green soul energy, and with a bunch of guys stuck in the ghoul energy, I guess.
Yeah, but it turns
guess.
out that it's just the magician projecting their biggest fears, which means
Yes.
one of them is fucking afraid of monkeys or
Yeah,
apes
the,
or gorillas
the
or
weakest
what the fuck.
one, the most unreasonable one.
I'm scared. I mean, apes are scary. I'm concerned about
Maybe
apes.
to you.
No, look,
Some
dude,
of us exist in the age of magic.
No, the apes are always going to be terrified. I give Shée credit. She's right that you should be scared of apes, but you can enjoy a fictional ape. Nothing wrong with a fictional ape.
Fuck that. Dunstan needs to check out.
What's that one with the orangutan and Charlton Heston? Not Charlton Heston, Clint Eastwood. Any Which Way But Loose.
Any Which Way But Loose. And you got Reagan in Bedtime for Bonzo.
That's not an orangutan, though. That's a chimp. And that chimp died horrifically.
Yeah, he did. Well, he shouldn't have fucked with Reagan.
Yeah, he fucked with Reagan. And Reagan burned down that zoo using the CIA, using George Bush.
Well, I do hate freedom and living creatures.
Hello, George. If you want to be my vice president, there's a little job I need you to take care of. What do you need me to do there, Ronnie?
This little chimp that's been pissing me.
Burn Bonzo to death in his bed.
When did Reagan become Vincent Price, guys?
Vincent Price is Reagan. It was his greatest role.
Have you seen them together?
That's right. Have you ever seen them together? Let's look up Ronald Reagan and Vincent Price in a photo together.
Ronald Reagan. Why am I looking this up? I'm going to do it anyway.
We're going to see if they're the same person or
Have they
not.
ever been seen together?
All right,
Have they
let's see
ever been
images.
seen together?
Oh, they're
Nope.
different people.
No, they're not together. No, there's no picture of them together.
Oh, I thought that was them up there. In
No,
Dangerous
that's
Mission.
Vincent Price and somebody else. No.
All right, I guess Vincent Price is Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
What about
It's
that
done.
movie one? The Dangerous Minds thing.
Yeah, what was that? Was that the role
Dangerous-
they did together?
Yeah. I once did this picture called
right.
Dangerous Minds.
That's not Ronald Reagan, though.
Dangerous Mission. Yeah, that's Vincent
Dangerous
Price.
Mission.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's-
that isn't Ronald Reagan next to him.
No. They're the same guy.
Yep. That makes sense. That squares perfectly.
It's we didn't know. Truly, what an amazing actor.
This little chimp's been poking around my business.
Yeah, I bet he has. He's been going through the dragon's head wooden door through the secret chamber.
Teach you a lesson. Put him in the soul tsunami. Just
I
throw
may
him in
have
there.
fucked a chimp, but I need you to keep him quiet, George.
Just till the age of science ends.
You got it.
Well, yeah.
I killed Kennedy, and I can definitely burn a monkey to death.
I'm gonna.
Me and Woody Harrelson's dad.
I'm gonna have some knights come into my chamber.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit him with the soul tsunami, and I really need to beef up the ranks with some dead monkeys.
Apes.
Well, no, the chimpanzee would have. No, the chimpanzee's not a monkey.
Nope.
Well, why would Ronald Reagan know the difference?
Because he starred in a movie with one.
They talked a lot behind the scenes. He learned a lot about various primates. So anyway, they go in there and they're supposedly going to have to fight all these souls. But then Merklyn's just like, never mind. That was just the souls of your various insecurities. You don't have to fight them. It's fine.
Yeah.
Cool, bro.
He even says like, oh, that was the real challenge was the souls. But they didn't actually have to do anything to fight the souls.
Merlin's hairline just keeps fucking changing. Like, he was bald in the beginning, and now he's got a full head of hair again. Maybe when magic came back, he just made his hair return.
Yeah.
He's figuring out his looks
That'd be
still.
the first thing I'd do if I had magic that worked. All right, his magic in this world does 6 things.
Yeah, that's the most important one. It's automatic propecia. It refills his propecia supply.
That shit makes your dick not work.
For some people,
Fuck that.
it is ironic that
I'd rather be bald and have my dick work.
Well, it is ironic that those two things would be correlated.
Right? You finally get your hair back and people want to
That's
fuck you
pretty
again
funny.
and your dick don't work.
That's pretty funny. Not for everybody, but yeah, that's pretty funny.
Even if
So-
it's like slightly.
Even if it's the risk, you're not even going to take the risk.
Fuck.
Not
I'm
even
all right.
take
You know what?
the risk.
I'll just be an ugly guy with hair. like it's not really gonna do anything for me.
I mean, whatever makes you feel confident about yourself.
I'll tell you what makes me feel confident about myself: being able to maintain an erection,
It's overrated.
achieve an erection.
What do you want to keep
It's an
spawning?
achievement at my age.
You don't need to keep spawning. It's fine.
It's not about spawning; it's about filling up giant bowls to dump onto knights.
So speaking of which,
Well, all of these knights now have a totem animal.
so yeah,
They're
so now
sticky as fuck, dude. Is what they are.
Merklynn gives them a little history lesson. Says back in the age of magic, we had real men who died all the time.
Real men who didn't need propecia.
Yep,
They kept their hair and their dicks.
no, they just put a giant helmet on whenever they went bald.
They just shaved their heads. So they
Yeah.
weren't embarrassed about the hair
Good luck.
loss.
Yeah.
And I wasn't lying when I said that then they become the Power Rangers. Like, this happened in the Power Rangers
It
movie.
does happen. We're getting to that real
Which
soon.
one?
Yeah, that does happen.
Aren't there like 3 Power Rangers movies? Which
Oh,
one
there's
does this
many
happen?
Power
Yeah, there's a
Rangers
bunch of 'em.
movies.
Let's watch them all.
So yeah, apparently the age of magic fell, which apparently wasn't that great after all.
No, I'm sure it was great.
And that birthed the age of science. And again, the age of magic ended by the 3 suns aligning as well. So that's just
Right. It's called, and then the sons were like, science time! And then
Yep.
all the magic stopped working.
this is why I worship the sun.
The Bill Nye theme song just started.
Yeah. So
James, you hate that guy, right?
I don't hate Bill Nye. I think he's naive, and
No,
I
he
think
hates
he's, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Now, that guy's a
Okay.
fucking asshole. Fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
I bet.
No, Bill Nye seems like a nice guy, but he is just like, dude, why are you going on Fox News and arguing with these conservatives? Like, you're clearly not going to win. Like, what do you think you're going to do here?
Yeah, because they're right.
What's the fucking point? Well, they are from the age of magic.
Yeah, bro. Based magic.
Yeah, we don't want. So yeah, the age of magic fell, and the age of magic has returned, and so now everybody gets a totem. And then we spend a couple pages seeing what totem that each individual knight gets and why.
Sounds like that was being explained to us by Barack Obama. The age of magic is gone,
The
and
age
then
of
the age of magic returned.
Let me be clear about the age of magic. It has ended.
Oh, I'm real sorry about that wedding I blew up.
So one at a time, we see that, hey, Arzon, he figured out how to fly when he had to. You remember when he took that leaf and he flew around with that leaf?
I mean, he
you're like an
glided.
eagle. He glided, but that's close enough. You get to be an eagle. How about that?
Yeah.
Sindar gets to be a gorilla.
Yeah, but these guys are from an alien world. They're like, what are these things?
Crazy thing. Yeah, exactly. Why do they have except for one of those guys, Kravex. He gets the Phylot, which is a fictional animal
Yeah.
native to this planet. Weird. Kravex, for those tight little buns, you shall wear the totem of the twink.
Boo.
Sexy.
So, and then he decides to have a little fun, and Mortrit gets to be a beetle because he's loathsome and
Yeah,
bootlicking.
and scurries around. He's like, I'm offended. And then the wizard's just laughing at his ass.
The wizard's having a good time.
Or the Beatles laughing.
Yeah.
It's unsure who's laughing.
There's just some
Maybe it's
random
everyone
ha-has.
around
It
him
could have
laughing at
been.
that joke.
I honestly think it might be everyone around. Despite the fact that they're going through a horrific transformation right now, they took a moment to have a little chuckle.
Well, because it's the age of magic now, and they're real men.
Yes.
They're not
Well-
a bunch of
Real men.
pussies.
Well, the women, one gets a shark. The evil one gets a shark. The good one gets a dolphin.
Let's get back to the dudes. And then Lexor. Lexor gets an armadillo. They don't really
Yeah.
explain that one.
Because he
They
was
say-
a coward.
They say because he took defense, and in defense having any kind of defense is cowardice, which is stupid. And he goes, be assured it was not cowardice. You're real
Cryo-
insecure there, aren't you, Lexor? Lexor the insecure.
Cryotech gets to be a bear. Recon gets to be a lizard for his treachery.
Because lizards cannot be trusted.
Yep. Leoric, our main good guy, gets to be a lion.
Of
and
course.
finally, Darkstorm, he gets to be a mollusk.
Yeah, what is a mollusk?
It's like a snail creature. It's
All
a, it's
right,
a,
why-
I'll tell you what a mollusk is. It's a badass Ween album. You ever
Oh,
listen to the
sick.
mollusk? That's a good record.
Sick.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like an undersea snaily kind of thing.
Now, why is this one so evil looking? It's got evil little claw arm. What the fuck?
It's Darkstorm's totem.
Maybe it does have evil little claw arms.
They're like, oh man. He goes, what do you guys got on your chest there? iPads? Let's fill them up with animals.
Oh man, we've been walking around with these things off for years. Thank you.
This will keep you entertained while your mom is shopping.
So then Morkdread's like, all right, if you guys got a staff, put that staff in this crazy water. You're going to get some more powers.
We brought 2 iPads.
And so the guys that had 2 iPads, they put their staffs into the water, and they get special double totems that give them powers such as wisdom, light speed, and knowledge.
But once they put the iPads in the water, they had to quickly put them in a bag of rice.
Yeah, you had to dry them out. The IP rating is too low.
Does that work?
It actually does, yeah.
Let's look up and see if that works. I don't believe you.
It absolutely works. I think I've
Why?
actually done it once because it absorbs the water. Because all that is happening is you need to get the water off the circuit board because it's causing shorts, so that the electricity is not flowing on the right part of the circuit board. If you can get that water sucked off by the rice, then it'll dry out the circuit board.
Like a visionary.
Like a visionary, exactly. No, it does. I mean, it doesn't work 100% all the time, but it can work in a lot of instances. It's just like making rice. That's what you're doing. That's why you put water in the pot when you're making rice.
Nah, making rice is gay.
Yeah, I just eat it hard. I just eat it straight out of the bag.
Hard, like that. What is this? The age of magic here? Cooking your rice.
Mordred's got a 10-pound bag of balsami rice, and he's just fucking basmati rice. And he's just
balsami.
He's just
Shée knows the name of the rice.
Mouth.
Gay.
All right. So, all of these guys with staffs get special double powers, right?
Yeah, and everybody else gets fucked.
The others are like,
the two guys and the one girl.
They're like, what about us without staffs? And he goes, you'll get something too, I'm sure. Gotta
He's
go.
like, I don't know. You can get fucked.
he tells them, you'll get something, don't worry about it. And then he leaves.
And he bails.
Again.
And they're like, what was the point of all this? You said we were going to get power. We still have the same thing we had before.
Your iPads work now.
They're charged.
And then as they leave, they're transported outside the mountain. And then just for good measure, he shows up on the side of the mountain one more time.
He goes, I'm using my magic to become a mountain again.
Power number 3.
To show you the power of magic.
And then it ends with everybody standing around, and they could not be less impressed.
Like, are we enemies now? Or are we all
done?
a team? Because we all have... What are we supposed to do with these things?
Yeah.
So he by celebrating the age of magic, he has them go through a magical trial just to turn their iPads back on.
Yeah. They're all just like, all right, I guess gonna go home. All right, I guess we're done.
I'll tell you who the real winners are, those two guys who left together.
Yes.
Because they're going to go home and have a nice evening.
Yeah.
These other guys come home. Hey, man, how'd that magic work out? Don't fucking ask me about the magic.
Because I'll tell you what the real magic was, the love between us two men. He goes, you're right. That was the real magic.
The real magic was the friends we made on the night.
That bigoted age of science.
All right. That's how it ends.
Is this our dumbest fucking episode?
Might.
The age of bigots has ended. And
we don't need science to tell us about what's a gender. We have the age of magic.
all right. Well, we're done. That's done. Stupid. All right. I don't know. I didn't hate it. What'd you guys
No, this
think?
was great. 10 stars.
Okay.
I'm not gonna rate it because I didn't fucking understand what was happening. And
It was
even
about the
after
love
that,
of men.
let me fucking finish, Mike.
Men loving men.
I didn't fucking understand it going through it. And yes, I understand the plot now, but I'm still not gonna give it any stars because fuck that.
The 3 stars will align to bring forth the age of magic.
Oh God. I don't know. I had a pretty good time. There's a lot of adventure. It's not a great book, but I think they did a good job fitting everything in. 3 out of 5. Mordred's trying to fit Darkstorm's boot down his throat. Get it in there, all the way down. All right. That's gonna wrap that up.
Yep.
Want to talk about next time?
Yep.
As I wipe the tears away.
You really liked that bigoted age of science, huh?
It was
That was a
whole,
good joke,
it's
dude.
just, this
was a
ends
good
on
joke.
this ends on such a weird note. Like the guys aren't excited. They have no.
No,
They're
yeah.
looking confused because they don't say if they're at odds anymore. Did they
No,
all
I mean-
learn a lesson?
They're
Nope.
not even looking in the same direction. They're all
Team
just,
animal? Like, why should they go back to their castles and their warlordiness? What's the point? Their
Maybe
iPads
it's-
work now.
Maybe this whole thing's been stupid, you guys.
All this is sell holograms.
All right. So next time, I think, are we just spinning the regular old
Yeah,
wheel?
sure.
All right. We got a lot of fun items on the wheel. We got new Guardians.
Guys, what if this was all just the wizard trying to get them to buy NFTs?
Yep.
All of those animals were just NFTs.
Yeah, they're NFTs.
Bored gorilla NFTs?
He shut down all the electricity because they didn't want anyone making any new NFTs.
Exactly.
This is a limited print.
all-
Right? This is limited as fuck.
These are all the magic coins that we will ever mint.
The fuck movies am I going to show for this? Like, what was this even about?
You could show Army of Darkness.
I already showed that. I showed that for fucking Black Knight.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Man.
So everyone
Figure it
send
out.
me a list.
We'll figure it out.
You'll have like what?
I
3
don't-
days to send me a list before
Yeah, I
when
don't
this
understand how
airs?
that's going to work. I don't understand how that's going to work, but all right, fine.
Send me ideas for what the fuck this is about.
On the wheel here, we've got Metamorpho, we've got Trencher, we've got Phase 1 phasers.
What do y'all want?
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Billy Ray
I
Cyrus?
thought you wanted DP all this time.
Oh yeah, DP.
DP, Billy Ray Cyrus.
She had
special.
enough DP from this comic.
Yeah.
Sticking 2
Weird.
dicks in the dragon's mouth.
Weird Tales of the Future 2. I don't know what the fuck that is.
That'd
My
be
second
cool.
choice is Phase 1 Phasers 2.
All
I
I
need to know what that is.
all I want is like whatever will make me show the movies I want.
Yeah.
So
All right,
I guess Toxic Avenger, that'll get me banned.
let's listen to a little spinning music while we do it.
Pinwheel spinning around.
All right. Fucking Hermer Firmer sent that to me. Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah, apparently this is the opening theme from a show called Pinwheel on Nickelodeon. I don't know what it is. I've
Me
never heard
neither.
of this, but it's been in my head all day. Yeah, it's super creepy. It's got a super creepy video that goes along with it that you can enjoy and you can terrorize your children with. And yeah, if you've got your own spinning or wheel songs, send them in. Make them. Have your AI make them for you. I
Make
don't
them.
care.
Have the AI make it. I
Dude,
agree.
Yeah.
honestly, that should be pretty easy.
Oh my God, James, please spin. I can't take anymore.
All right, here we
Follow
go.
Hermer Firmer on Twitch.
Yeah, if you can
Yes,
figure out how to
thank you
spell
very
it.
much.
Sent us this disturbing song.
Yeah, that's why I need
Now,
you to move ahead.
I
'cause
kind
fuck,
of want to.
This is.
I'm kind of starting to like it.
It's when you start jacking off to him becomes a problem.
Here we go. What could it be?
The Pinwheel song stays on during sucks.
Okay. Wow. Okay, this is something. Something I don't think anybody wanted.
I did.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Archie.
Fucking A,
Which-
dude.
It's okay. That seems like it's going to be self-aware of how goofy it is.
Let's
But
see what this even is, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you picked it.
I don't. Yeah, but its title is misleading.
I don't understand how that could be.
Like, where is
Okay.
it? Where even is this thing on the list?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meets Archie from 1990. It says the Ninja Turtles terrorize a Ginder and his friend. Ginder?
Did you mean a ginger?
A ginger? That was probably supposed to say ginger.
If it's
'Cause
misspelled, that
Archie-
means I put it there.
Archie is a ginger.
Bizarre capitalization for no reason.
That means I put that
Holy cow! I may have had this.
there. All right.
So this is from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Archie comic series, which was a lot more laid back.
Double issue.
Double issue, 64 big pages to fit all the turtles in.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're meeting Archie, which actually, you know what? Archie was something that we've been thinking about looking at for a long time, and we never really settled on. So I guess we can knock that thing off the list too.
All right then.
All right, I mean, this is maybe the well, no, we looked at Barbie. I was gonna say this is the most child-friendly thing we've ever looked at, but we looked at Barbie, and that worked out pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Barbie was great. This is
right.
going to be fantastic.
Okay. Again, this is the more fun, lovable, based on the cartoon show Ninja Turtles. This isn't the hardcore indie comic Ninja Turtles. Mm-hmm. And it's certainly not the hardcore Archie.
All I'm seeing is 64 pages. My brain's going, God damn it.
Well, 64 very probably sparsely dialogued
It
pages.
fucking better be.
You're going to burn through this in no time. And we get to see Betty and Veronica's Hot Little Buns.
Yeah, well, it looks like they're all on the fucking grind.
They are,
yeah.
and they're really into the turtle. Now, first of all, I can tell right now that this is fiction because Veronica, or Betty, which is the dark-haired one,
Veronica.
Veronica is grinding on Donatello, and that ain't happening.
I tell you, it's the most fictional thing about Archie is just that girls liking this ginger guy.
Archie. Well, they don't seem. Nobody's grinding on Archie.
Yeah, but like in the comics, he always has 2 girlfriends, right? You got
Yeah.
them 2 chicks. They're fighting over him.
Well, neither of them are putting out though.
No, they're too busy having sex with gross turtle men who live in shit sewers.
Yeah, and
Who
we're gonna
stink
we're
and
gonna-
carry disease.
We're gonna read all about it very, very soon with the Ninja Turtles meets Archie for 64 big pages. That's coming up next time. Shée, you got some closing plugs to get us out of here?
Yeah. Be like Cervex the Curious and listen to more episodes
We're very curious.
on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any other podcast app that you can probably think of. And subscribe to us at Dark
Yes.
Side's Couch. You can also listen at darksidescouch.com. And then follow us on all the fucking shit at
You
Dark
have
Side's
to.
Couch. And that includes Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube.
All of those things. All of those. If you subscribe to all of them, you'll unlock the secret code.
That's right. You'll unlock the age of magic, which is gay sex.
You'll get a secret magic totem. All right. I think that's it. I want to leave. I want to
What
go
are your
home.
guys' totems?
I would go either the tardigrade or that
Tardigrade's the best one.
tardigrade or the immortal jellyfish. The jellyfish
You went
that cannot
OP.
die. I've thought about my totem animals before.
I want the immortal lobster that gets so big his shell kills him.
Shée, what are you gonna be? What's your totem?
I don't
Is
know.
it a bunny? It's a bunny, isn't it? It's
I
a
don't know.
harmless little bunny.
Maybe a penguin? I like penguins.
Yeah,
do
penguins.
like
The
penguins.
penguins live in shit, though.
They do live in shit, but they can also survive in very cold temperatures, and that's going to be necessary soon. That's the only way you're going to be able to survive in this
Yeah,
planet.
'cause climate change isn't real.
Well, climate change can still bring on a new ice age. We're gonna have to go through the opposite first. But if you survive the heat wave, there's gonna be a new ice age.
Yeah.
So
be cool.
So lighten up, all you emaciated polar bears. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, right? Quit complaining.
Stick around for another couple 100,000 years, and it's really gonna circle back around to you. Everybody needs to get a turn at the climate that works best for them.
I bet that brown bear's looking pretty good now, huh? He was too good to go out with you before, but now that
Yeah, look at this.
now that he can survive in a warmer climate, sounds like that's the guy you want to be breeding with.
Yeah.
Racist ass polar bears. Too good for the land brown bear.
I think that's it. Do we got last thoughts? I think that was kind of Mike's last thoughts. You got anything else?
Me? Do I have
Yeah,
any
you.
more?
Yeah, you. You
Hell
always-
yeah. It looks like everyone come back to see what kind of party they're having at Archie Town with the gross turtles.
That's gonna be great. Shée,
I think that we should end on that.
ta-ta for now, Christian Crusaders. We'll talk to you next time on the couch.
Congratulations, noble knights. You have survived the final test. You, and you alone, had the vision to reach the shrine. You are the Visionaries. And I deem you worthy now to receive my magic. Magic that will help you and your people prosper in this new age.
Merklynn, what do you want from us in exchange for your magic?
Occasional tasks.
What sort of tasks?
Weird stuff. Butt stuff.